All right. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All things in the building. Arena, what's going on? Daniel Gallimore. Malik Daniel YT. Platinum Alkaline Water. Arena in the building. What's good, Arena? Barbara D, what up? What up? What up? What up? Good morning, Martin. Hope you're doing well this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm doing well. I can't complain. I can't complain. I hope. Let me actually go down to the end so I'll make sure you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. You good, bro? Yeah, I'm good. Are you good, Randall? What's going on, David Testain? Adrian Molina. Brandon 404, what up? Buenos dias, mi gente. My friends, is that my friends? Big Ray, what's going on, man? Good morning. All right, man. So we probably won't have very long of a live stream today. I just wanted to check in with you guys and do my usual amount of cover a couple topics. Hopefully, if you guys want, I'll stay on for a while if you guys want to jump on and chop it up with me. If not, we can just cover the topics. What's going on, Ralph Chestnut? Fahim Sator sent me a note today. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, do I need to move the camera closer so you guys can see like my freckles? Do I need to move my camera? Matter of fact, let me do that. Let me move my camera closer so you people on Twitter can see my freckles. There you go. So maybe now you don't think that that I got some big filter on my camera. I got to move close enough so I can show this clown my freckles. Dog, I can't. This shit is not even. I'm not even using this right now. Yeah. Anyway, Fahim. Look, Fahim. I got to talk to Fahim. I got beef with Fahim. I almost snapped on you, Fahim. Hey, dog. Fahim, just know that I owed you one for that whole Southpaw stuff. So I didn't snap, dog. I saw your comment this morning. Stop trying to sell us this trash fight, bro. I didn't even talk about the family. Yeah, they said I got a makeup crew, man. I got a makeup crew. What'd you do? Because you said stop trying to sell us this bullshit fight on that post. Bro, you put a comment on my video that I dropped today. So Fanon, your camera's cool, man. Hey, now I need to bring it closer so that this bozo on Twitter, dude, this guy had a whole conversation. Look, man. You guys got to understand, man. This guy yesterday, I'm sitting here. First of all, Twitter don't pay shit. Okay, let me tell y'all Twitter something. Y'all Twitter people. That's our joke, fam. That's all. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I was like, man, Tank versus Roach. Yeah, dude, look, man. What up? What up, man? Anissa? Oh, not Anissa. What's up, man? Who's using your daughter's name? You're not actually she. Yeah, what's up, Control? Hey, man, no joke. I couldn't believe I was talking seriously having conversations with grown men about my face. I don't think I've ever had that before, man. I don't think I've ever had a discussion with somebody about my face. I don't think I've ever had a discussion with another man about his face. But I don't like the lighting on your face. I think your face is a little too fuzzy today. Would you who says that, man? Terence. Oh, okay, thank you, Terence. Yeah, what's up, Terence? But anyway, back onto the more serious subjects. Look, I'm tired. I just keep hearing this same conversation about fighters and comparing fighters to other fighters in other eras. But the people doing the comparison really aren't familiar with the people in the other eras that they're talking about. Daniel Gallimore, he said, this is the Haney era, man. I mean, no joke, bro. In the Haney era, bro, you get critiqued about your face. Like, hey, dude, people be like, if I brush my eyebrows, you're arching your eyebrows. Like, I do this to my eyebrows, and you got these dudes talking about, you're arching your, look, man, I'm not arching my eyebrows. Man, y'all wild ass dudes, man, that obviously are involved in a lot of makeup. What's up, Casino Like Prez? Eric P. Roach has 0 chance of beating Tank. That's not okay. So what? You just want to see Gervonta fight somebody that can beat him, dude? And the purses. What about the purses? I don't do purses. Yeah, the purses. But that ain't this is. I mean, and the fingernail polish too. Cat Williams is out there wearing fingernail polish. But it's always been that way, man. There's always been dudes wearing purses and doing all of that. They have been. No. People been wearing purses and doing all that stuff as long as I've been alive, bro. You've been had transvestites. They used to call them transvestites. That's what I'm talking about. We get 200 people in here, then we'll go. Then I'll get going. Yeah, you remember that term? That's what it was called. It was a transvestite. They changed the word. They changed the words to now it's trans something else. But that was what it originally was, a vestite. Whatever a vestite was. whatever a vestite was. Anyway. Y'all act like Slick Rick ain't pull his gun out of a Fendi purse. Yeah, Look, man, people have been doing all this stuff, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun. What's up, Sean Curley? How you feeling, man? Yeah, whatever, man. They be switching it up. It is what it is, man. But yeah, people have been wearing purses for a long time. Satchels. It's really a satchel. It's really a satchel. And men have been wearing satchels for I don't know, centuries. He said, hey, Ralph Chestnut said, Fanad, I'm 66 years old and you're so right about the purses and the trans stuff. Yeah, man. They think they reinventing something because they're putting it on TV and showing it to you and saying it's a good thing. The people have always been doing that. That's why they say they've been mistreated for so long, because they've been around for a long time. David Toussaint said, why are Devin Haney fans are pushing the Jake? Oh, my God, Jake Paul, bro. That is hilarious. They're not. No. They're not pushing that. Look, they're not pushing that, dude. Are they pushing it? Nobody's pushing this. David Toussaint, I think you have to be lying to me. David Toussaint, why are the Devin Haney fans pushing that Jake Paul is the face of boxing according to our definition, but Devin got the accolades? Well, Bud Crawford should be the face according to their definition. Who gave this definition and name names? Y'all letting people hide out now. What you talking about? Just some color. Salute to everybody in the chat. What up, Daniel Gallimore? I still owe Phenomenal Show a panel. Blackwell, have you heard that Kamala wants to support inmates having a gender change? No, I have not heard that. Would not surprise me, though. She's a Democrat, and that's a very Democratic-ass policy. Fanon, why don't you support domestic water? Oh, why don't I support domestic water? Because water is not domestic. You can't have domestic water. Let me tell you how water works. See, water that you drink, and you say either, no matter what you do with it, you can drink it and you can sweat it out, or you can pee it out, or whatever. Eventually, it's going to go back into the atmosphere, and it's going to turn into a cloud. And it's going to float over to another country, and then it's going to drop rain down over there too. Okay? And oceans and lakes. It's amazing how water kind of just, water, rain, evaporation. It's almost like water really shouldn't be considered part of the land. It's its own, it's really its own thing, separate from land. I'm not drinking. I'm drinking. I got this in bulk. Rick James, how can I help you?
Oh man. Fanon, Mr. Martin, and everybody in the chat. Yesterday, I officially joined the 50 and Up Club.
Oh, happy birthday, old man!
Man, I'm in disbelief that I'm 50, man. 50. I'm in disbelief, man. I'm just I'm amazed. I can't get over it, man. Anyway,
I suggest you get over the shock. I suggest you hurry up and get over that shock. Because, dog, you about to be 51. Okay?
Nah, hey, boy, hey, God, dog, man. But see, I'm still too fluid, man. I'm still too active, man. It just don't feel like it, man. Where all these years go, dude? It just blows me away, man. The age gracefully is such a blessing, man. Without a doubt, boy. Yesterday it was a hell of a turn up, man. But the whole city of Houston turned up for me, dog. And yeah, I wanted to quickly give a shout out.
You partied with a whole bunch of people yesterday?
Oh yeah, man. The local black radio station, 12:30 a.m. KCOH, The Source. My man Don Sam had the showdown in my honor yesterday. He had R. Kelly and Shaka Khan versus Gerald Levert and Sade. That was the showdown for me yesterday, man. And it was nice, man.
Chicago people, man. What's all the Chicago? You got a whole lot of Chicago in there with the Shaka Khan. You got Shaka Khan, and you got R. Kelly. Show got a lot of Chicago.
Robert Kelly. Hey man, salute the Chi-Town. Salute the Cook County, man.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks. And congratulations to my guy Quentin Randall. Last night, he won the WBO international title. He beat that Boca Chica guy right here in Houston at the Red Owl Boxing Arena. I was supposed to be there last night, but man, the turn up didn't allow me to make it. Yeah. So salute to Quentin Randall, man, and let you get your show started, man. I just want to jump in and say hello to everybody and salute to my guy Quentin Randall.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
And I'm going to get this going in a second. All right, man. Get back.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. Kamal says, 10 count for Hall of Famer Billy Shaw, please. Wow, that's every day. Well, I guess somebody dies every day. Or a lot of people die every day. Billy Shaw, former professional football player. Died at the age of 85. Man. Man, that generation, man. That's the generation of my parents. Give me 1 second. All right, 10 count for Billy Shaw. This boy right here, dog. This man said we lost Darth Vader and Kunta Kinte in the same year. Let me tell you, man. I couldn't stand Kunta Kinte and Toby in that damn Roots movie. God, dog, they was killing me in grade school with that movie. I was like, man. Yeah, if you have any idea how many times I was called Toby, if you have any idea how many times I was called Kunta Kinte and Toby, I was called that shit for like four or five straight years. I got in more fights over Kunta Kinte being called Kunta Kinte and Toby, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, that's why the N-word doesn't even bother me, bro. It's that damn Kunta Kinte and Toby, though. That'll get me fighting, man. That daggone movie, man. I said I still don't watch slave movies to this day. Nah, man, I can't stand that, man. White people call me that. White people call me that. Toby and Kunta Kinte, man, you'll be surprised how many real racist names white people have for black people. They don't really use the Nigger unless they're mad. They got like at least 30 other ones, bro, that you don't ever like, that most black people have never heard in their life. Like, you guys have probably never heard boot lip before. Like, have you guys ever heard boot lip before? You know what I mean? Like, trust me, they got a lot of them, dog. They got a lot of them. There's more than just that. And the funny thing is, Fanon, man, you be holding, man, what they do to James Earl Jones, man. Now, African booty scratcher was more from black people. Only time I ever heard African booty scratcher was from black people. They never said that. They would just call you, a spook. They'll call you a spook. Something like a spade, a spook, spade, spook, boot lip. Obviously the other ones that you guys just know, porch monkey, tar baby, love tar baby. They love tar baby. They love calling you a tar baby. I'm trying to tell you, man, y'all ain't living around them, man. Yeah, they got a lot, man. Yeah, bro. Hey, dog. Yeah, bro. You got to let other people live, man. Let people live and let live, Rick. You 50 years old, bro. Hey, welcome to the 50 club. Live and let live. If somebody don't like black women, that's more black women for you. So that's all right. Dude, look, here's the thing. It only takes one black man to make babies with like 15 different black women. We don't need all you Negroes to make black babies. Get your ass off and go somewhere else, dog, if you don't like black women. Beat it. You know what I'm saying? Eggplant, yeah, eggplant. That's Italian. Eggplant's an Italian name. You know what I mean? Like, dog, we don't need you. Take your ass over there with them. I've been told people, man, like, dude, like, dog, take your ass on. Have a good day. Have a good time. Beat it, homie. We don't need you. Like, dog, we don't need you. Trust you, me. What do you mean? Who is NBA young boy Dirk and Cannon, bro? Like, I'm telling you, man, I don't care what them dudes like black women or not. The more more for us. More for us. Yeah, so I don't understand none of that. That's the only problem that I got with dudes that like dudes. It's the only problem I got. Because they do be trying to stick their nose in the middle of men and women business by fucking with the women because they like the men. Other than that, though, bro, I ain't got no problem with anybody. My favorite is Moon Cricket. Oh, that's actually kind of dope. Moon Cricket? That's actually pretty dope. That sounds pretty cool. Hey, Moon Cricket. Like shit, that sounds like one of these names that a Cherokee name or something. Martin Moon Cricket Blackwell. I'll take it. That's actually a pretty cool name right there. Actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so here's the link, man. I just came on here to chop it up with y'all today. Thank you guys for your support and chopping it up with me. Dark y'all say, yeah, they say all kind of stupid stuff. They say all kind of stupid stuff. Did you Bill? Bill. Did I see Bill Haney's live? Hey, I might do a live reaction to Bill Haney's live. Yeah, I saw Bill Haney's live. I saw some of it. I saw that shit he said about Jake Paul. Where's the live, bro? Where can I see the live? I'll listen to Bill live, bro. Yeah, I called his ass out. Man, I've been harassing Bill, telling Bill's ass to get out in public for a minute. Good. I'm glad he's back. That makes shit fun. I think people confuse genuine criticism of certain types of black women with men not liking black women at all. More than often, that's not the case. Look, man, Keith Nolan, let me tell you, man, my opinion is a whole bunch of black men want to tell a whole bunch of other black men what to do. Everybody trying to lead everybody. Man, if you don't get your ass out of my face, man, like Omar out there, the snow bunny police, Umar Johnson. Omar, if you don't get your ass from around me asking me why I like white women, your ass trying to be the white women police. Man, y'all be wilding. Hey, did y'all see the one? Hey, I saw that. What? Hey, I did see some of that conversation. King Kong of conscious. What is that? King Kong. What is that? He is. He's the damn. Hey, man, Umar Johnson is the snow bunny police. I wish the Negro would. First of all, I ain't never been in a relationship with a white girl. Never. Okay, I've dated actual girlfriends. Only girlfriends I've ever had have been black. No, I had a Mexican girlfriend once. I had a Mexican girlfriend when I was real young. I think that may have been like my second girlfriend. But she probably shouldn't count. But other than that, bro, I've dated nothing but black women. That dude better not come walking up to me asking me why I want to date a white woman. None of your damn business, man. What the hell? Who the fuck you? They all just want to all tell everybody what to do. MH Blackwell said, what's your take on Blue Blood Sports channel? I think Blue Blood Sports TV is an excellent channel. I think he displays an incredible work ethic and that he is consistently delivering conversations that are interesting to boxing fans. His commitment to the sport is admirable. Fanon wants us to believe he wasn't hugging up with them, but they don't have any snow bunnies at Dillard University or Howard Law. No snow bunnies. I didn't even go to school with snow bunnies. What are you talking about? I specifically went away from the snow bunnies. I went to HBCUs where there's nothing but the chocolate, baby. We may have it, little cream, little sugar, but still all the chocolate, dog. We went all chocolate. Little caramel, little Puerto Rican pecans be calling me Poppy. Couple of them be up in there. Stop the cap. I just met a bad snow bunny who graduated from Howard Law. You ain't meet no. Well, she wasn't there when I was there. That must have been the one bad snow bunny per decade they get out of Howard Law. There was no bad snow bunnies at Howard Law when I was there. I can show you my graduation picture to prove it to you. Okay? No bad snow bunnies in the class of 1996. No snow bunnies in 96 got out with me. And guess what? If there was a snow bunny, you damn better believe them black women up in that damn law school is going to be acting mighty funny with your ass if you was dating one. So, dog, no. She was yeah, she's probably passing. Look, man. Y'all don't want me to tell you. First of all, I'm not telling y'all my business. However, I do understand the attraction to the snow bunny. Because just off pure numbers, you're going to get a higher average white girl than you're going to be able to get a black girl. Because of the sheer numbers in the United States. So what you guys want to do is you want to try to think you upgrading a little bit. Because there's so many white girls in the United States that you might be able to catch a cute one here and there that may be slumming with your asses. Because if you think that white women are so much better than black women, since you are nothing but a male version of that same black woman, your ass thinks you're inferior to her too. I ain't being careful. I'm telling you the truth. Hell yeah, there's some gorgeous white women. You're tripping. Look, man, there are some dumb-ass, beautiful-ass, gorgeous-ass white women, man, all over the United States. Dude, me saying that I chose to date black women have nothing to do with whether the fact I'm blind and don't see that there's some gorgeous-ass white women, because there are. Okay? Name one black woman who's a dime who ain't taken. Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? Hey, man, I'm just trying to tell you. If you're trying to breed with them, you must think pretty highly of them. And that goes with the black men that date white women and the white women that date black men and the black men and the white women and white men. Hey, dog, you must like them if you're reproducing with them. That's all I'm saying, and I don't have a problem. I understand full well what there is to like about white people. They pretty cool. I get along with a lot of white people, a lot of really pretty white women. It just so happens that, my mama said you don't have to, anything you want from white women, you can get from black women. So go find a black woman. I was raised that way, and I was like, okay, cool. You're right. If I want blue-eyed, blonde hair, white women, I don't need you. I can get a black girl. It's just a fact. It's the truth. If you want really black, can't get that from them. Got to go. I'm trying to tell you, black women got it all the bases covered. So there's really no need to go anywhere. That's always been my take. You just have to brush off people that are continually telling you that these women are not black. You just have to brush them off. And then you'll find that there's a lot of black women that are actually great, wonderful, in all colors and shades. No joke. You just got to ignore the ones that want to tell you that the ones that have jobs that pay a lot of money and are socially and responsible and just so happen, as long as Candace Owens doesn't kick him out the race, you're good. But you got to make sure, because who knows, man? Because you got your Umar. Who's the one that is the one that came up with the notion that you're not black if you're not from America? Oh, yeah, that's T. Orlando. As long as T. Orlando ain't kicking you out the country, you know what I mean? Because your mama may have been from Ethiopia or something. Fanon hasn't been dating in decades. He has no clue. Yeah, I have no clue what women are. Yeah, I got that right, T. Orlando. I have no clue what people are. I have no clue. Boy. Look, man, I don't have no problem with anything, any decision anybody makes. Knock yourself out. I have no clue about modern women. When did modern times start? T. Orlando with your old ass. T. Orlando, you're 45 years old, bro. What are you doing dating these 18-year-old, 19-year-olds anyway for, bro? You should be dating women that are like 35, 40 years old. T. Orlando. So what are you talking about? You act like you dating the new generation of girls, man. Ain't they a little young for you? They a little young for you, man. I think hey, dog, you might want to start looking for some of them, unmodern women. Help you out a little bit. Hey, said, Fanon ain't dated since before Cosby Show. Nah, hell no. Nah. Nope. I don't date, bro. First of all, dog, I don't even date. Okay? I never dated. I don't know what y'all talking about. I wasn't there to date. Dating. What the hell you talking about? Dating. Anyway, man, dog, y'all, hey, let me tell you something. I've been married a long time. I've been married a long time. You right. I don't know. Hey, T. Orlando, I don't know. You right. You right. I don't know. Just like Bill Haney. Hey, Bill Haney, I don't know shit. T. Orlando, I don't know nothing. And Bill Haney, I don't know nothing. Hey, did you hear anybody does anybody done a video about that net profit and gross profit yet? Debunking my net profit, gross profit? Exactly. Facts. We smashed it, bro. I wouldn't date nobody. Dating, bro. I didn't date. I got married, bro. One day I was doing my thing. The next day I was married. Bro, T. Orlando, let me tell you something, dog. You know why I have not been on this dating scene since you said, like you said, Scooby-Doo? You know why? Because I know how to keep a woman. T. Orlando, the reason why I ain't dated since the millennium is because I know how to keep a woman. My woman ain't going nowhere, dog. And truth be told, I don't even need more than one. I already got a dog. Seriously, man, I got a dime piece and she ain't left me yet. So I know how to keep a woman, bro. No, it's not. It's called a woman. Bro, my woman makes a lot of money, dog. Bro, my woman makes a lot of money. Okay, my wife makes a lot of money. I'm not simping, homie. My wife made kids for me, man. I'm raising a family. That's not simping. Being a daddy ain't simping. Taking care of you. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I can't have no baby girl unless her mama gave her to me. So, I kind of got to cut a bargain with her in order to have these kids I want. Anyway, let me just tell you, simping ain't easy. Yeah, I got you simping. Boy, I swear to God, bro, y'all new millennium Negroes will call marriage simping. Marriage and a family and building a life together, dog, getting property and stacking money. That's simping. Bro, I'm richer now than I was when I met her. How is that simping? Like, bro, do y'all ever think, and I'm telling y'all, man, seriously, man, for real. I didn't have no money when I met my wife. I've got money now. Every time I was down, she did something to help me get back up. And over time, bro, I just gradually, my life got better and better and better. You know what I mean? Like my clothes are clean. You'd be amazed how clean clothes, a clean house, you know what I mean? Kids to occupy your time. You'd be amazed. A good little relationship now and then too. You'd be surprised what women can do for your life. That is not to make you actually better. See, simping is for single men. That's what simping are for. Because you're a simpleton. You think that 20-year-old girl that just suckered you out of that $500 watch and that $300 date for that $25 coochie she got, that's called simping. But when you're building the family, you're building a life. That's called being productive. That's called being a grown-ass man and taking care of a family and being a leader of your family that you created and not bossing other people around, but taking care of your own kids because you created something that is now your business and your responsibility. That's not simping, man. That's not simping. That's not simping, bro. No. No, it's not simping, bro. That ain't simping. And it ain't tricking if you got it. Until she wakes up unhappy, divorces you. No. My wife don't wake up unhappy with me. See, that's the thing. My wife don't wake up unhappy with me. Because if my wife is upset when she goes to sleep, I'm going to figure out how to fix that. So she wakes up happy. See, that's one of the things that allowed me to be married for 30 years. I make sure at the end of the day and end of conversations that she's actually cool with me, no matter what the scenario is. And if she does something to piss me off, hey, man, I've matured to the point where I know that I need closure on that issue with her as well. So she knows it's important not to piss me off. I know it's important not to piss her off. And we're in this whole battle of making sure we're both kind of making each other happy. She don't go to sleep upset with me, man. That's why I told you I know how to keep a woman. You don't let her go to sleep. You don't let a woman go to sleep upset. Divorce rate over 60. Bro, my divorce rate for my generation is 0. Let me tell you something. The divorce rate for me and the males in my line is 0. My daddy married. My granddaddy married. On my mother's side, my granddaddy married. Great granddaddy married. Never divorced. See, you guys can talk about all that stuff about what the statistics is for the United States. I'm going to talk about what the statistics are for me and the people that taught me how to be married. It is absolutely 100%. None of them got divorced. None of them. And they were married for over 60 years. And not all of it was happy. Had ups and downs, but guess what? They loved each other all the way till they was about to die. And then when they did, bro, if you don't have an example of how to do it, you're gonna have a tough time doing it. But it's not saying everybody's gonna do it. I got cousins that got divorced. But dude, the reason I'm not divorced is because it's for a reason. It's because I know how to get along with her. I know how to get along with her. I know the importance of getting along with her. That's not simping. That's making sure you're not adding to her stress and that she's not adding to your stress. But that's okay. No worries. You boxers, 65% of all your shit gonna go to her when she leaves. Guess who's keeping all of his stuff? Grant. What's the guy's name? What's my guy's name? Grant Hill. He's keeping all his money. Guess who's probably going to keep all his money too for a long time anyway? Curry. Steph Curry's probably keep his money too. I don't know why I'm acting like this thing is on. Anyway, T. Orlando, I'm sorry. But here, click the link, man. Somebody want to chop it up? It's also because you chose the right woman. Some men don't choose the right. Nah, dude, keep knowing. I'm telling you. You have got to work, bro, because she will kick you out. Dude, my wife was like, dude, I am not, bro, look, I am not without having had marital problems. Okay? I didn't say I didn't have any, I never had marital problems. I just said we didn't get divorced. Okay? Because you have a problem, and then you have to figure out, you have a series of problems, and then you have a ultimate decision you have to make. And then if you get past that, over time, and you have these different conflicts, you learn how to resolve the conflict, and you learn to appreciate each other after every conflict. So nah, dude, I'm not saying that, hey, dude, I could have been divorced for sure. For sure I could have been. Bro, I've been married almost 30, I'm pushing 30 years. I'm getting close to having been married 30 years. Okay. There's plenty of opportunity every decade to have gotten divorced. Believe it, I could have been divorced. Just like several of my friends could have been divorced. But guess what? They didn't get divorced. They were like, you know what? For one reason or another, they stuck through it. And everybody that I know that stuck through it was happy they stuck through it. But the people that got divorced are happy they got divorced. So, you know, what it is for whatever it is. You can't just choose who's fitting. Oh, no. I don't mess with no hoes, Keith Nolan. I'm sorry. I'm picky with women. I was always picky with women. I'm not messing with no hoes now. What's going on, Casino Life Press?
Man, what's going on, man?
Good.
Just leaving the house from my happy home, leaving my family, my wife,
Good.
everybody going to get this money like a grown ass man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I just shoot, man. The boxing topic, you know what kills me with this like, bro, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like people just love drama and complaining about boxing, but want the sport to go forward and shit, you know? And people don't really give no value on the casual fan. Like, they just, you know, I don't know. But basically, the tank fight, all I hear is complaining and complaining and complaining. And it's like, bro, that's all we got for real, bro. That's the only American fighter that people give a damn about, that was born in America for real. Like, as a whole, like in the masses, like, that bring people out. And the hardcore fan, all they do is complain and complain. But the people that they would rather you care about don't get attention anyway. Like, if we didn't have Tank, bro, do you know what boxing, the state of boxing would be? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to make somebody a boxer fan and all they could do is watch Shakur, do you think we'd be in a good? You think we'd be in a good condition? You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like,
well, yeah, you definitely need somebody that's getting this knocking people out and making it exciting. Yeah,
you gotta have that. So, you know, like, I just don't see, like, everybody who's like, the only time people call my phone about boxing is when Tank is fighting. So we just gotta be.
Yeah, he's the dude in American boxing.
Exactly, and we gotta be careful what we complain about, because, bro, when he retired, bro, man, like, I don't know.
Nah, bro, there's always somebody, man. It'll be somebody. It's always somebody. That's the thing. There's always somebody. It's just there's not always 15 of them. Like there's never going to be. Let's not look at it just as Tank, but say somebody that's in Tank's position. There's always going to be somebody in Tank's position. There's always going to be somebody in Canelo's position, because they're going to be the biggest draws. But there's never going to be at any one time 10 guys in that position. So he's just that guy. And people don't appreciate that he really is that guy. But this stuff that's going on now, though, is kind of, I don't even know if this is really fans that are saying this stuff. I think this stuff is media pushed. And because everybody knows that everybody that's talking about it clearly knows that there's at least three guys that his top three potential opponents, none of them are in the position or wanted to fight Gervonta now. Right. So he's got to fight somebody else, but they still continue with the narrative trying to sell you the idea that he should have done something different. Like, if he just would have, I don't know, waved a magic wand, he could have changed all of that. And then, people are like, well, there's other people that are in the rankings that he could have fought. Well, yeah, what does that say? That, there are other people in the rankings that he could have fought as the number 4 option. So you're saying, well, how many options down are you going to criticize? If you can't get the first guy, are you going to criticize if he can't get the first guy? And but I'm going to criticize if he can't get the second guy. If he can't get the second guy and he needs to move to the third guy, I'm going to criticize him. He can't get the third guy. And if I move to the fourth guy and he does fight the fourth guy, I'm going to criticize the fourth guy. Like, you're just nagging all the way down the line. When Devin tried to do it, people were under the same scenario. A guy like Devin, you'd say he wanted all the smoke.
Yeah.
Like you would say, like literally the same people would say about Devin that Lomachenko just ducked him. Shakur just ducked him. I'm not saying Shakur ducked him, but Shakur just ducked him. Baranicek ain't asking for the fight. These other guys left the weight division. If that was Devin, they would have all been these same people would be saying Devin was being ducked. But when it's Tank in the situation where three people avoid him, no, he's the one that is ducking. Or or who he decided to fight when the people that wouldn't fight him, that's not good enough. It's a loaded situation, man.
Yeah, you right. You just hit the nail on the head, man. But shit, with that being said, when you were saying that there's always gonna be somebody out of these guys coming up, who you who you think who you think gonna be that guy?
Of the guys coming up, what do you mean?
Like the younger guys, like the
Younger
guys,
than who?
the next
Younger than
generation.
Gervonta?
Like I'm talking about like Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Davis, Emiliano Vargas, like all those guys. Who you think? Who you
Man, it's
think?
got to happen, man. First, it's just got to happen for him. I don't know because I couldn't call Tank. All I can do is point it when I see it. You know what I mean? If I see it, I'm only calling Tank that because that's what Tank is.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm saying I like Tank as a fighter so much that's why he's the guy that's really selling tickets. I don't think it's fair to put that on Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason may be like for example, like take Terence Crawford, man. Terence Crawford is not the first dude to be in the situation that Terence Crawford's in, where he's the best fighter in boxing and he's not a big draw. You could take that back to Larry Holmes. Like Larry Holmes pretty much acts just like Terence Crawford. He feels like people are not giving him the respect because he's not loved. He's just as good as Terence Crawford because many people consider, Larry Holmes to be one of the top 3 or 4 heavyweights ever. But he never felt like he got the recognition from the broader community when he was fighting. And his attitude is similar to Terence Crawford's. I just think that the roles that people have are going to be the roles that they have. Like Canelo, you can't really make a Canelo. Canelo's got to be Canelo, and all the pieces that necessary for Canelo to be big have to be there. Same thing for Floyd. Same thing for Tyson. Right? It's just you're. I don't think anything's created in a vacuum.
Okay, man. I like that answer, man. That's a lot to think about. I be trying to predict the future and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't really know. These people be coming out from all kind of different places, right? And you were like, I would have never, because like Jay-Z, dude, I would have never thought Jay-Z would have been the one that would have really carried through like that if all those guys was around him, because there were several guys better than him. But hey, a couple dudes die. He opens a gap. Same people that were buying those albums now aren't buying those guys because they're not making albums anymore. So they buy Jay-Z, the next guy up. Yeah. It's just going to be who can really get the attention of boxing fans. It's going to be somebody from the United States, most likely. And it's going to be somebody in the heavyweight division, the middleweight division, the welterweight division, or the lightweight division. Tank is actually kind of small for this. Like, quiet as hell. Like, Tank is in this position as a mighty small guy. Usually, the guys are bigger than that, so they can get up into the bigger weight classes. But anyway, that's my take.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. I just wanted to jump in and interrupt all that nonsense these dudes were talking about. Like niggas don't support marriage and family and shit, man. Like, man, fuck all that, bro. Let's talk boxing. Fuck all that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get back to boxing, but T. Orlando was just kind of trolling, but at the same time,
I said that in the chat too. I was like, he gotta be trolling. I'm like, bro.
No, I mean, he's serious. He's serious, but he's trolling at the same time. He's putting a little something extra on it. But sometimes
he's just basically single. Yeah.
I mean, you just have a bad experience with something, and you think you want to project that bad experience onto everybody else. And marriage isn't easy. How long have you been married?
I've been married for a year. Just with this, I've been divorced too, so I understand. But that was because I got married when I was 20. I got married when I was 20, bro. Most people, if you get married when you're 20, that shit ain't gonna work. But I'm not. I would never talk down on it, like, cause I know people who've been married young and that shit do work. But in my first marriage didn't work. But this one, I'm a grown ass man now. I got my head on straight. The first time it was my fault. I was a little boy. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not, and I got the same story with like my parents are still together. My grandparents on both sides was well, my grandparents on my dad's side they passed away already, but they died together. My grandparents on my mom's side they still together. Every generation past that, my aunts all married. Every female in my family married. Every man in my family married. Like, but I ain't. So
Yeah.
I'm not with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, man. I'm gonna let you get back. I'm headed to work, man. I'm just listening.
All right, man. I'll get back.
All
Peace.
right. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's different. People got everybody got different lives, man. Everybody got different lives. Everybody gets different lives. Hey, man, and I got one of my best friends got divorced. He was married for a long time, got divorced, and found a new wife, and is very, very happy. Seems like his wife is happy too. His ex-wife is happy too, from what I can see. Yeah, it ain't easy, man. Marriage ain't easy. Marriage, especially if you one person ain't taking care of business. Anyway, so here's this link, man. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on here today, man. I can't do it. I can't believe you guys don't want to see these fights, man. There's there's so little to talk about with boxing that people are like, y'all want to talk about Beterbiev and Bivol? You know what I mean? Like, it's not a realistic fight that's going to generate a lot of discussion in the United States. And the mainstream media really does focus very, very heavily on international boxing. And you don't really get to see, Keith Sims, Lamar Roach, O'Shaquie Foster, Tevin Farmer. You remember when Tevin Farmer and Gervonta Davis arguing back and forth was a big thing? That's probably what Devin Haney bit off of, but you get my point. One of the problems with this thing with a Lamar Roach is that you guys are tearing down an American fighter. And I'm really I want American boxing and American fighters to get their just due. Jerron Ennis to get his just due. Speedy Rashidi Ellis to get his due, to be respected. Devin Haney won it all. Like, Devin Haney was respected. You guys pushed really hard for Devin to get respected, but you don't really push hard for Richardson Hitchens to be respected. I mean, there's a lot of good black fighters, man, in the United States that don't have championships, that are on their way up, that are not necessarily being featured by one of the major promotions. Yeah, O'Shaquie Foster, Keyshawn Davis is like that. Andy Cruz, I know Andy Cruz is with Matchroom, but there's a lot of really good. I know Andy Cruz isn't quote unquote an American fighter, but yeah, get my point. He's close enough for me to count for this scenario. Like, there's a lot of really good fighters, and we really do co-sign other people tearing down American fighters. And I'm not saying black fighters, I'm saying American fighters. These are some really good fighters that they are there. Hey, thank you, Mr. Mileage. Say $2 for the pot. Yay, man. We are at $20. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Phoenix Sasa said, boxing is in a drought. Guys like Tank and Canelo are like fresh rain during a drought. Then you have guys like Devin, and it's like a hot like hot dog water. Hey, that hot dog water probably more nutritious when you're thirsty enough. Woo-wee. Mr. Phenomenal Show said, you're right. And Tim Bradley said this too. You can't manufacture being a fan favorite in boxing. There's no formula to it. But when fans decide, that's it. Yeah. It can be a lot of different reasons why you like somebody. Those kids like Ryan Garcia because what he looked like. A lot of Mexicans like Oscar De La Hoya because what he looked like. Mr. Mileage, thank you, man. Said $2 for the pot, bro. Thank you, man. It's so appreciated, man. And Marquis, thank you, brother. AMC FSG, thank you, sir. Northstar, how can I help you?
What's going on for now? How you living, man?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I seen you talk about Gervonta Davis being ducked or the biggest ducker. I'll have to say he's a ducker, bro. I gotta say it. For the simple fact, the whole I'll just put it to the Lomachenko fight. I remember when Lomachenko was calling him out.
No, you don't.
Tell me what I remember then, Panan. Here we go.
No, you don't remember Lomachenko calling him out. What you remember was Lomachenko calling out Floyd. And then when cats got on Lomachenko about calling out Floyd Mayweather. Because, see, I actually
Lord
remember.
have mercy. Lord have mercy.
I actually remember this stuff because I do videos. So let me tell you what happened. And you have to actually go look at
I watch your videos. I've been following you for a long time.
Kindly shut up.
But I didn't even get to say what I was saying. You cut me off.
Bro, kindly shut up.
Kindly?
I listened to exactly what you said. You said he was a duck artist about Lomachenko, and I'm saying that Lomachenko was not trying to fight Gervonta. He was not. And what you're talking about back then, when he said, when he claimed that he wanted to fight Tank, his original statement was not really about Tank. His original statement was really about Floyd, because Floyd had said some shit about him, and he said, okay, Mr. Big Guy, if you're so tough, get in the ring. And then people responded to Lomachenko like, hey, Lomachenko, why the fuck would you be talking about trying to fight Floyd, and Floyd's already retired? And then Lomachenko, by the way, who doesn't speak English very clearly, said, no, I want Gervonta. And then he went on to say that his people don't want to fight me. Now, that was at 130. When Gervonta was at 130 and he was an IBF champion. Lomachenko then moved up to 135 and left the weight class that Gervonta Davis was in. So you did not see Gervonta Davis duck Lomachenko at 130. Lomachenko left that weight class. And Lomachenko was not trying to fight him. He was arguing with Floyd.
Because Floyd was Gervonta Davis's promoter.
Because Floyd said something about Lomachenko. He said something about Lomachenko. Like we don't need Lomachenko, or we don't something Lomachenko.
That wasn't him fighting Lloyd or Floyd.
Sir, you don't know what I
do know what I'm talking about, because I'll be watching.
You don't know.
So tell me what I'm talking about.
Shut up, dude. We've already acknowledged that you don't know what you're talking about.
Who is we?
Me. I've already determined that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Me. Let me correct it. I've already determined you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Why you be getting so emotional if you want to have a debate, bro?
Because I don't like you.
How you don't like me? You don't even know me.
Because you're an asshole.
How you know I'm an asshole? You don't even know me.
You behave like an asshole every
time.
I
don't call you no asshole or nothing like that. You don't know me.
I call you because I don't act, and I'm only.
You emotional
because
you're talking boxing. We're talking boxing. How does that make me an asshole? Because I don't agree with you. Isn't that what you want in a debate?
Shut up. Because you're an asshole, bro. You've been an asshole every time I've talked to you for at least a year. This is not the first time I've talked to you.
But you've never talked to me before April. You've never talked to me before April.
First of all, finish your fucking point. Stop wasting my time.
I'm not. We're debating.
You're wasting my time.
You've never talked to me before.
You are wasting my time. You're wasting my time. I don't like talking to you because you're a jerk and a troll who keeps coming no matter what I say to you. Pause. Now, what do you have to say about Gervonta being a duck? Who did he duck?
Lomachenko.
When?
In his prime.
I need the time.
Don't turn your neck. You look like Al Sharpton when you turn your neck.
I don't look like
shit like that. Yeah, I'm gonna get like that. Since you want it like that, I'm gonna get like that.
You fucking buffoon. I don't look like shit like Al Sharpton.
Why you be calling people buffoons?
Because you're a buffoon.
You on some Kamala Harris type shit.
You're a buffoon. That's why I call you a buffoon.
Listen, no black man calls another black man a buffoon.
That's why I called you a buffoon. Because you're a buffoon. With no pride. Get off the channel and don't come back.
Why don't you block me? I told you I enjoy the content. I come every day.
Go find a boyfriend, fuck boy. I don't want to keep talking to you. Come on, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? I still can't believe you take that guy's calls,
Dude,
but hey,
I literally got stalkers, bro.
you do.
Like this dude's a straight stalker, bro. And so any of y'all ain't never heard this dude before, he's a stalker. Go ahead,
Yeah,
come on.
and he has zero self-pride because you
No, he
tell
doesn't.
him,
He's still sitting here like a bitch. Go ahead.
hey, and just so you know, this is Fanon's channel. He does what he wants. It's called YouTube. It's not WeTube. It's not our tube. It's YouTube. So if you don't like how Fanon conducts his channel or his shows, you are free to go start your own channel, create your own content, or find a jabroni or talking head that you want to follow that feeds you the propaganda that you believe. But don't come here and criticize when you are free to go and listen to alternative content. It is YouTube after all. So that guy was just lying when he was talking about Gervonta allegedly ducking Lomachenko. Because first off, whenever all that stuff was happening, Fanon, Tank wasn't this big mega star that he is now. And we still had the boxing Cold War. Tank Lomachenko at that time was not a fight that was big enough for the two entities to work together. That's what all these people refuse to say, number one. So that's the context, that's the background. Number two, and I've said this repeatedly, Lomachenko was just clout chasing, and he wasn't really serious about fighting Gervonta. Ellie Sekback, who the Haneyeites hate because he, from the very beginning, said Devin was overrated. The Haneyeites hate Lomachenko. He exposed the fact that Loma was never really interested in fighting Tank. He has several interviews, one of which he asked Lomachenko about fighting Tank, and Igis Klimas, who's Loma's manager, threatened to kick him out of the gym for asking about Tank. So this fact, this thoughts, these ideas that Lomachenko is really was ducked by Tank is just Tank haters, and it really started, Fanon, from Dan Rafael when he was on his high horse. Remember, pride comes before the downfall, and he was saying that Lomachenko at, I think it was at 130. He said Lomachenko at 130 would beat Floyd. And that's when the back and forth between Floyd and Lomachenko started, and Tank came after that. Because, you know, Dan Rafael used to say crazy stuff.
Exactly. I was like, there was a beef between those two. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Thank you. I didn't remember what it was, but that was what that was.
That's how it all started, because Dan Rafael, you know, he's a decent reporter, but when he worked for ESPN, he had a habit of just saying crazy stuff and insulting people like Rigondeaux and Laura and calling them dull. And then when ESPN fired his ass, got him off of his high horse, he became a little bit more humble. But all that stuff started when he was hyping up Lomachenko and saying all this crazy stuff. And then he said Lomachenko would have given, I remember the tweet exactly. It said Lomachenko would give Floyd, a prime Floyd, hell at 130. I think that's what he said, hell at 130. In fact, he would have beat Floyd, and that's when all that stuff started. Gervonta Tank Davis was just a bygone of that of Loma using Floyd's name to promote his ass. And if you don't believe me, go watch those Ellie Sekback interviews, because he exposes this fact. That's all I got for now. Thanks for the time.
And don't leave. Nigga be jumping off so fucking fast. Bro, I'll be wanting to talk to you. Come on, be like, I'm out. What up, 2 Cent?
What's going on, Fanon? What's up?
I was talking to that damn buffoon North Star and telling him that he don't know what the fuck he talking about. And then Kamal came on here and reminded me exactly what I was talking about, that the issue when Tank was at 130 was not about Tank fighting Loma. It was about Floyd and Loma. And Floyd said something about Loma that Loma didn't like. And then Loma said something about fighting. And he was talking about Floyd. And then when people pressured it a little bit, then it switched to Tank. I'm telling you, I remember that. And he's never been pushing for that Tank fight, man. And he left the weight class.
Yeah, and that's what, like, because last night I did a live. I do like a little live on Friday where we just talk nothing formal. And I played some videos killing all those narratives. And even with the videos that I play and the stuff coming out of Bob Aaron's mouth, Lomachenko's trainer, talking about the deal they had and how could he only could exclusively fight on ESPN, and how Loma told Tank, well, come to 135 and get a belt and then I'll fight you. How Bob Arum was saying, especially with the Shakur thing, like, why would I make a fight for Shakur? I got my own people to fight. I put up tweets of Leonard Ellaby talking about Top Rank and how, he's going to keep those belts within house and save them for his up and coming fighters and things like that. Like, why would he make a fight with Tank and lose those belts? That's not what Bob Arum wants to do. That's not his business plan and or his business model. And I played this like literally with him saying it out of his own mouth, and they still were arguing. They still were trying to make up narratives to come around exactly what they just heard. So it doesn't matter if you present these guys with facts. It doesn't matter if you show Bob Arum saying these things himself. They're still going to deny it. So it is whatever you think it is. So at this point, they're going to continue to say that Tank Davis ducked Lomachenko when Lomachenko and Tank were never in a position to be able to fight each other. And now that they are in a position to be able to fight each other, Lomachenko didn't want to fight. Like, it's just that simple. But I really just came up here to give you that link so you could show it to North Star, or whatever his name is, Death Star, whatever his name is, so you could dispel all those narratives he was up here saying.
Oh, look, let me tell you something, man. That buffoon, like, oh yeah, this thing from Nuke. Shout out to Nuke. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do it. Okay, well, thank you. I'll definitely do that.
All right, talk to you later.
I have it ready. All right, Toussaint. Hey, tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, if we don't, we gotta exchange emails sometime, so we know how to set that up ahead of time.
No, you got my email.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll check it. Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Bye. Phoenix the Assassin, what's going on, man?
Yeah, it's kind of funny the way that they still thinking that Tank ducked Lomachenko. Like, man, like you were saying, Lomachenko was focused on Floyd at that point, and he moved up to 135 the same year that Tank had won that title at 130, because he won the title at 130, I believe, January. What was it, 2017, I believe, or 2018, and then later that year, Lomachenko had his last fight at 130 and moved up. And they had so many people that was, interviewing both of them about it. I mean, like, Tank got on, I think it's Last Stand with was it Brian Custer? And it was like near the end of the interview, Tank was saying, like, yeah, if he could make any fight, like, he could do it right now, it would be Lomachenko. And that was years ago. And whenever they asked Lomachenko about it, like Toussaint was saying, and like Kamal was saying, like, Lomachenko would bring up, yeah, we're on different networks, we got different promoters, it's not going to work.
Are you going to be here for a second?
Yeah, I can be here for a sec.
Hey, does somebody want to? Hey, North Star, where you at, North Star? Hey, if you want to come up, bro, you're free to debate somebody else, though. Like, for real, I don't mind. If y'all want to debate other people, come on and debate other people, man. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you're debating me, I'm probably gonna fire on you. Cause dog, I don't appreciate you, but you can debate my guy right here. Why he burps his baby and whoops your ass because you don't know what you're talking about.
Multitasking.
Man, yeah, exactly, dude. Cats the crazy thing is, dude, cats want to they want to give like 5-minute speeches of facts that are completely wrong. And every single time I do it, just so you guys know why these conversations sometimes get heated, quick. It may seem like I'm logic chopping, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to allow people to repeat things that are not true and act like what they're saying that I know is not true and they should know is not true is true. That's what Toussaint is talking about. You can literally have conversations where you can literally play the tapes. I can show the contracts. I can read the law. We can have federal litigators jump up here and give you testimony about, and they still won't care. They're going to completely change their viewpoint to the one that works for them no matter what. And this dude, North Star, bro, you, in one breath, you said, man, you haven't even been coming on here more than a year. I heard when you said it, bro. I can listen and speak. I can speak and listen to an extent. Dude, if you just started talking to me a year ago, how the hell would you know what was going on with Lomachenko and Guillermo Rigondeaux 5 years ago? You wouldn't. Anyway, go ahead, Phoenix. If anybody want to debate or jump on the panel, please do. Because there's that link. The panel is open because I still owe Phenomenal Show money. If I don't get a panel going. Go ahead. Go ahead and cook, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, like what like 2 Cents and Kamal was saying, Lomachenko was interviewed and he was talking about, yeah, like we on different networks with different promoters, the fight's not gonna happen. And then they also had when Ellie Seckback, like this, and that's the one that really, really stuck out to me. When Ellie Seckback was interviewing him at his gym and was asking him about it, like, don't you want to, to fight Tank? It could be a big fight, you can make a lot of money. It's a fight that a lot of people would be interested for. They're like, I don't know if that was Lomachenko's dad or whoever, like somebody on his team was like, do you want me to throw you out the gym? And I was like, dang, like they're threatening to throw Ellie Seckback out the gym for asking Lomachenko about fighting Tank. Like,
North Star is about to be right. North Star is up here, man. So I'll let y'all go. But before I do, Jameson Childress in the building says, Saturday support, brother. Thank you so much, Jameson Childress, man. Thank you for your support. It really makes a difference, man. You ain't nothing like North Star. Always running his mouth, ain't never supporting. And Ralph Chestnut said, channel support still grinding at the barbershop. Shout out to everybody in the barbershop, man. And I got to get another super chat. Yes, sir. Phenomenal show.
I did support your platform too. I gave 25.
Bro, you'll have your chance to correct that. You'll have a chance to correct the record. You'll have a chance to correct the record in a second. Chris says,
Put me in the back. Put me in the back then. Put me in the back if you don't want me to.
Yeah, shut up. People.
Put me in the back. What you mean? Put me in the back.
Shut up.
You be acting weird. Make me shut up.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. No
That's
worries.
what you that's what you.
Is that you got a problem with your Obama phone or something? It's like your shit ain't working anymore all of a sudden. Even though you keep trying to it won't work. Just shut up. Okay? It won't work, bro. You can struggle all you want.
You're doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't touching. I don't have nothing.
I know I'm doing it.
Exactly.
I know I'm doing it. So anyway, we got Adrian Molina is right behind you. Adrian Molina is right behind you.
You want just to be strong. Yeah, look at you. I supported, gave $25. Go ahead though. I got it straight. You ain't mute me. I'm still on. I'm still live. I can be quiet.
Nigga, will you grow the fuck up?
No, will you grow up and block me if you don't like me? I told you how.
Like I said, grow the fuck up. What's up, Adrian Molina?
I'm doing good, Mr. Blackwell.
Watch this. Bitch, stay right there or leave. And I will talk to your punk ass the next time you come back and ask to talk to me. Okay? You're asking to talk to me. I'm not asking to talk to you. And you're still sitting there. Grow up, bro. Grow up. So like I said, Phoenix, please don't say any of that. You can debate this idiot who's still sitting there like a bitch in the back and maybe sitting there until he leaves. Anyway, y'all can debate and I'll step off. Adrian Molina, you got anything you want to talk about, bro?
Yeah, I have a question for you. It's not boxing related.
Yeah, go ahead, man. It's all good.
Oh, okay. I thought you froze for a minute there. So
No,
I was watching this video on a senator that was being interviewed, and the question had to do with college tuitions. the person who was giving him the interview said that he had an 8-month-old child and that he put a 529 in place, and they continued the conversation. Do you know what that is?
A 529?
Yes.
It's obviously like a code 529 or something. So, and it's related to 529 plan, contribution plan. College saving plan. Yeah, JP Morgan Wealth discusses your goals. Save education with a tax advance 529 plan.
Okay.
So enrolling that is a college savings plan, and it seems like maybe that you may take that out of your your contributions from your paycheck. Individual contribute 520. In 2024, individuals can give a gift up to 18,000 in a single 529 plan without those funds contributing to the lifetime gift exemption. Okay, that's related to the gifts. So you can give a gift to somebody like your kid once a year of $18,000. So like that doesn't get taxed as income to your kids. So I'm thinking what they're saying is that for your child's savings, that you can take money either from your paycheck or you can invest it directly, maybe, and then you can get that spent tax-free for your children. So that's what at a high level, that's what it looks like they're talking about.
So with that being said, that would be all branches, like M&T, PNC, all banks.
I mean, I'm not an expert on it, brother. You should probably find somebody that is. It's kind of all I can tell you. If that's a human resources, that 529, let me tell you what 529 means. 529 has to mean, I'm telling you, it's the first time I ever looked at it, is
Well, I figure you have connections.
limited for 529 plans. 529 contributions per state. In your lifetime per state, say like for example, for Alabama, you can give a contribution tax-free where it's not income to the other person over your lifetime of 475,000. But I think what they're saying is that in any particular year, you can do up to 18,000 gifts, and that would help towards and that you could use that towards college payment, I think. But I'll do the research and I'll tell you later.
That's why I asked. I figure if you don't know, you might know someone who does. Then they'll explain it to you.
Yeah, I would say the person that you talk to is probably a CPA, a certified public accountant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an accountant question because you're saying, okay, how much can I contribute? Well, they would know.
Apart from that, okay, the contributing, okay, I understand that part. You said no taxes, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to tell you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
If I give you if I can give my son $18,000 in a year and it won't be income to him. Right. So he doesn't have to pay the taxes on it. I can just give it to him without getting taxed. But that's the only amount that I can. Anything above that, that's income to him.
Okay. Now, will that grow though? Like, say you do it this year. Say you give.
I can't give you the financial.
Right. That's what I was seeing because I see you're reading something. But again, this is why I asked you because maybe someone is watching the video and might come back at you and be like, "This is what it means," and so on.
Yeah, I can find out if you email me. It's not going to be difficult.
I appreciate that. Yep, not a problem. Thank you.
I can find out. It's not going to be tough to figure out what a 529 plan is and what that means, what it means for you. It's going to be related to taxes. It's going to be related to you passing on a gift to your child or somebody in your family.
No, my daughter for sure.
And to your daughter, and if you're going to give your daughter money for her to pay for college, you don't want her to have to pay taxes on it. You want her to be able to have the money, and you want her to be able to get. If you give her 18,000, you want her to have all 18,000. You don't want that to be counted as income that she then has to pay the government for. That's what that is. Similar to like. It seems like 401k plans are the same way. Similarly, you can take and invest your money pre-tax. It doesn't get taxed, and you'd only get taxed when you pull it out. That's going to be one of those type of instruments, but I'm not an expert on that. But let me move back to the boxing conversation.
All right,
Adrian.
no problem. Thank
you. All right, bro.
I appreciate your help.
Anytime, brother. Thank you, man.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You as well, sir. You as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I can. I mean, somebody out there in tax would know what that is. I'm sorry, Adrian. I brought you back up. Yeah. So you can talk to this guy, bro. I'm gonna put myself in the back. Otherwise, I'm gonna throw his ass off. You want to
All
talk
right.
to him? I can throw him off.
Yeah, it ain't no thing.
You want to talk to him? I can throw him off.
Yeah, you can bring him back. You can bring him back. We'll see what he got to say.
Because he's still sitting there like a chump.
Okay, we'll just go ahead and reward him for his time a little bit then.
There you go. All right, I'll be right back.
So, you think that Tank is the one that ducked Lomachenko?
Yeah,
I want to know what makes you think that.
Via Floyd Mayweather, when Floyd Mayweather was his promoter, when Lomachenko was calling him out at that time, Floyd was saying, Loma, he's an old man. He doesn't need Lomachenko. Lomachenko needs him.
Yeah, I remember that. And he was saying that Tank got some time to go ahead and do that. Lomachenko, if he got to do that, he got to make a decision quick because he's getting older. I remember that. So,
Yeah,
my question.
I only say that. Hold on, I only say that because Tank has been who he is, how he is, like through Floyd, and that's the same thing with Devin Haney. The only reason we know of Devin Haney, we talk about Devin Haney because that was the first fighter that Floyd Mayweather endorsed. Because after he cut him off, he doesn't sell. He doesn't sell, like people don't buy his fights. He's fundamentally, he was amateurish or whatever, but he was good to the sport of boxing or whatever. He was respectable
Yeah.
to the sport of boxing, and that was just that. That's the only reason why I cat form and cape form. But the only reason why I know of him is just like everybody else is the same reason that we all know of him, because that was
All right.
Floyd's first fighder.
I
You
can
know
get
what I'm
that. I
saying?
can get that. So like
That's
with
just what
Floyd
it is,
though,
though.
I got a question for you though. So like when Floyd was saying all that, Tank and his team was saying something else though. And I know like to a certain extent, you got to pay attention to what the promoter says. But ultimately, like we had with Bob Arum, he's like, why would I look for a fight for Tank Davis or anyone else when I got my own fighters I can do that with? So, we had at that same time, Floyd was saying all that. Nobody paid attention to what Tank was saying. Nobody paid attention to Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny. Like at that time, like they were saying, like, yeah, if they can get the Lomachenko fight, like they'll take it. Because they knew that coming up, they had other people in line before them, to get that fight. So that's why for them it was like, yeah, like we would love the opportunity if it presents itself. But they understood that. So, like I said, when Tank got his title at 130, that was like in the January that year. And it was the year before Lomachenko moved up to 135 to start capturing all them titles. So if I remember correctly, I believe it was January 2018, right? So Lomachenko had time to go ahead because he had, I think, 3 of the titles at 130. And Bob Arum was saying the only reason that he was going to move Lomachenko to 135 is Lomachenko wanted that because he wanted undisputed, and he didn't think the other fighters at 130 would go ahead and fight him. That being said, it's like, well, why wouldn't he think Tank would want to fight him when Tank and his team have been saying, hey, we'll welcome that fight? And then he moved up. And anytime you'd ask Lomachenko about it, he's like, oh, no, I don't care about the big money, or, oh, no, that's not an interesting fight for me. Or, oh, he's on a different network. I'm on ESPN and I'm with Bob Arum. He's on a different network. We got different promoters. It's not going to work. And these are all words out of Lomachenko's mouth, right? So it's like, when I'm looking at it like that, yeah. So, when Lomachenko is saying that, it's like, well, if Lomachenko is saying all these things, right, about how he feels about the fight, then we have Floyd saying, okay, that's a fight that we could do eventually, but we're not in a rush. We can go ahead and build it up and do that. Like how people always want to, milk these fights, draw them out and everything, right? And then you got Tank's team saying, hey, if we get that shot, we want it, right? I'm looking at it like this. If Lomachenko is saying all this, it don't matter what Floyd say, it don't matter what Tank's team say, because Lomachenko is already saying he's not interested. So once you have that guy saying he's not interested, it don't matter if the other guy wants to fight or not. The first dude's already not interested in it for multiple reasons. So you can't turn around and say somebody's ducking when the other guy is already saying, hey, I don't care about fighting.
like I said, I don't recall Lomachenko saying that. I recall Lomachenko being one to call him out at that time.
Oh no,
Also,
I
with
got the
Von
videos.
Merriman,
I've
that's the
got the
same thing.
videos for all them interviews. Like when Lomachenko was saying there's been multiple interviews where he said all of that, all the way back to 2017. Like every little bit they go ahead and ask him about it. Like the fact like Ellie
Okay, and
Seckback.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but are you able to pull up those videos and show them and with the date on it with the YouTube?
Oh yeah, I can go ahead and pull those up. So I'll send them to Sanaa.
What are you trying to do? I'll verify it. What are you talking about, man?
No, I'm saying he can put
You
a
remember
camera.
those videos I sent you, like those Lomachenko interviews where he was
Dude,
talking about how he don't want to fight?
yeah. I'm not pulling them up. I know everybody knows that's real.
Okay, yeah, yeah. You know, so I mean, like looking at it like that, it's like if somebody is already saying they don't want to fight you, they're not interested in it. You know, oh, we on different networks, all this and that. It's not an interesting fight. I don't care about the big money. Then it's like, how can we say that you ducking? Like it don't matter. Like it takes two people to make a fight. No, it'd be one thing if one guy says, "Oh, I want to fight this guy," and then the other guy's like, "Nope, nope, not interested." Right? But then when it's like,
But
"Oh,
that's what
well,
I'm saying. It's a narrative that's going on right now, and
yeah,
I'm just asking for the receipts because at the same time
Bro, why don't you go?
we acknowledge.
Hey, hold on, man.
For now, you asked me to talk to this man, bro.
Why don't you go get the receipts? Why don't you go get the receipts?
I can, and I'll pull them up if y'all want to give me the
No,
YouTube,
I've already
the
done it.
YouTube
We don't
thumb.
have. We can't do that. I'm not going to do that because we've already done that on this channel. I don't know, 30 times.
yeah, we done it quite a number of
Yeah,
times."
I mean, I'm sorry, man. I can't repeat the same thing we've talked about 100 times so you can catch on. The fact of the matter is the videos that he's talking about exist. And the fact of the matter really is Gervonta Davis didn't duck Lomachenko. He didn't. Lomachenko left 130 and went to 135. And then Lomachenko went and fought for undisputed. He had a bunch of fights with other champions, and then he lost. And then he came back and he fought another champion and he won. And then when Gervonta and him were talking about a fight, he said no. So I don't really understand seriously why we have to spend any more than 3 or 4 minutes talking about that.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? I guess me and Dude was talking, so I don't know why
Well, I've
it feels
stopped
like.
that. I've stopped that now because this is my channel. Let me tell you how that works, young man. I own this channel. So I decided to come back because I'm not going to dedicate another 30 minutes to this. Because of the fact of the matter is, I already know the answer to this. You don't. So we have to get past this Gervonta Davis duck Lomachenko at 130 because he didn't. He moved from Lomachenko moved from 130 to 135, and Gervonta was still there. That means if the reason that fight did not happen at 130 was at least partly Lomachenko's fault because Lomachenko left the weight class. Okay? So since you know that he left the weight class and it was his decision to leave the weight class, you have to take that into consideration when you're deciding whether or not somebody wanted a fight or not. Very rarely does somebody want a fight with somebody in a weight class and they actually leave the weight class. Okay? David Benavidez is doing everything David Benavidez possibly can do to stay at 168 to fight Canelo. Right? Errol Spence wanted to fight Terence Crawford. What did he do? He stayed at 147 for a long time until he got the fight. You can go on and on and on with people that want fights in weight classes and them staying there for the fight they want, not leaving it. Because leaving it tends to make people believe that you didn't want it. That's how that works when you leave it. So since Loma left it and Gervonta didn't, you know at least that portion of it is Loma's responsibility. So you can't say he's ducking him. And then at 135, Lomachenko said no for the fight. So if we're going to talk, let's move on to the next person that actually ducked Gervonta, that Gervonta ducked, and leave this Lomachenko alone. Because though I'm sure you'd like to talk about it for the next 45 minutes, I'm not going to do that. Because again, this is my channel, son. Who is the next person you want to talk about having ducked, Phoenix the Assassin? Because people are leaving this in droves with this dude talking.
Yeah, I think Lomachenko is one they'd say, and then Devin. I think people still think that Tank ducked Devin because I still hear them saying them same whack narratives, like, you know, them talking points they use.
I'll switch the dude and ask him if. So I'm going to ask you this question, young man. And I have to do this. You're right. I'm going to tell you you're right. You are 100% right, North Star. I need to keep you in the back. When you first said, keep me in the back then, I was like, you know what, man? I'm not going to put him in the back because he just told me to put him in the back. Then I thought it for a second. I was like, you know what? That kid is right. I should have kept his ass in the back. You're right. So, North Star, brownie point for you. Your ass is in the back like you asked me to put you in the back because you don't know how to behave. Now, when you come back up here and can talk like an adult, the question will be whether or not Devin Haney ducked Gervonta Davis, because we're now done with that other topic.
All right, so Devin, you think he ducked Tank or you think Tank ducked him?
Honestly, when it comes to that, I'm not really sure because at the same time on this channel, we never really or I can't even say we because y'all don't even include me in this channel. As much as I say, I enjoy the content. I be on here in the morning, even when I.
Bro, that's a lot of crying you doing.
Man.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. So I apologize for being rude to you and not treating you with respect and saying mean things to you. And I promise I won't do that anymore. Scout's honor, I promise I know I've been an asshole to you. But I promise you it's because you were started off being an asshole with me multiple times I've talked to you. So if you would stop me, if I promise I will stop being an ass to you if you stop being an ass to me. And that includes blaming me for things, making things personal, accusing me of things, and all the other shit you do. Okay? So all that crying and moaning you were doing, you're right. I was being an ass to you. But dog, you're not going to cyberbully me. And I'm not going to cyberbully you back.
All right, so with Devin here, I'll go ahead and break it down a little bit. Me personally, looking at Tank and Devin, you know, it took a while for me to get on board with Tank. I think it was like
first.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Can you elaborate to me what you define ducking as?
So for me, I know like generally, like
yeah, you know,
some
people
people will look.
and I had to
Okay, so my own personal.
About.
Hold on.
I come
My own personal ducking.
Every time.
We ain't got to worry about that. Let's go ahead and stick on our discussion, right? So like for me, I look at ducking as this, right? So like if you got two guys that's in negotiations or not maybe not even negotiations. It's like a whole public opinion, like, hey, these two guys got to fight. You know, for instance, like Better Biev and Bivol, you know, that's coming up here in a couple of weeks, right? So hypothetically, you know, a situation like that where you got two guys that want to fight, and then there's an opportunity where both of them are free and they don't have any fights lined up. You know, they just probably fought, you know, maybe a month apart or a few weeks apart from each other, right? And then the fight ended up not happening. You know, if it were possible for them to go ahead and make the fight in any way, and one guy says, nope, not doing it, then I'd consider that ducking. And the reason I say that is this. Out of all the people calling Tank out, Ryan Garcia is the only one who made those efforts, right? Like he kicked Oscar out. Like he's like, nah, Oscar, I got this. He went to Tank's team with his own manager and lawyers and everything. And Oscar said this on that Club Shay Shay interview that Ryan went out and negotiated everything for the Tank fight on his own. He wasn't involved in it one bit, right? Out of all the people who've called out Tank, Ryan's the only one who's done that. He went on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast. He went on, all these interviews calling Tank out. It was a big buzz because they're like, oh, look at these two guys at 135 knockout artists. Like this will be an explosive fight. Like everybody was hype about that. And people were thinking, oh, Tank's going to duck. Tank's not going to take that fight because, Ryan got those fast hands and Ryan got that left hook and Ryan's going to knock him out and he's taller and all this and that. But we saw the fight ended up happening, right? And even though they were on different networks. So like to a certain extent, being on different networks, to a certain extent, that can be bypassed if you're willing to do whatever Ryan did and worked out with Oscar in order to make that happen. So even then, like look at Pacquiao and Floyd. That was such a big fight that Bob Arum didn't even care that, there was different promotional outfits. He went ahead and worked with Floyd. They got that squared away and done. Right. So when it gets to that point, yeah. So I was saying, like, in a situation like that, if Tank would have said, nope, I'm not doing it no matter what, then, I would have been on board to say, okay, Tank duck. And it's a little bit different whenever it comes to this situation with Devin because, his team always like to say one thing and he liked to say one thing and then it don't add up when we look at it later, right? Like, I know a lot of people thought after the first Kambosos fight, because Tank and Devin was going at each other on Twitter, and it was like, oh, after Kambosos, I'll fight you, right? Then they ended up having a rematch with Kambosos. And after that, Lomachenko fought Jermaine Ortiz like 2 weeks right after that rematch that Devin had with Kambosos. At the same time, they was talking about, oh, Tank and Devin gonna fight next, right? But after that fight, Devin jumped in the ring to call Lomachenko out. That was why that whole thing came about Lomachenko saying, oh, is this guy like a heavyweight? Who is this guy? Is he even a lightweight? Does he fit here in his weight class? That's where that whole came about. But it's like, Devin didn't go jump in the ring after one of Tank's fights. He jumped in the fight after Lomachenko's fight. So, when we're saying, okay, we want to fight Tank, but you're not going to call him out. You're going to go jump in the ring after another dude's fight and call him out, but then say Tank ducked you. Like me personally, I look at that as a duck and I look at that as clout chasing too, because how are you going to call somebody out, get on Twitter, make all this noise, say you're going to fight him next, and then jump in the ring after another guy's fight and plan to fight him. And then after that, leave the weight class and say this other dude ducked you. Like, make sense of that. So that's why for me, I'm saying like, yeah, I don't feel Devin really want to fight. People can call it ducking. I think it's a combination of ducking and clout chasing because Devin knows what happened to him in that sparring session. And he knows in a real fight, he's not going to be able to have people jumping in the ring. He's not going to be able to have people holding Tank back and or anything like that to go ahead and keep him off him. Because, if your corner jump in, that's instant disqualification. Devin don't have that if it's going to be a real fight. And he also knows that if he wants to try to drain himself.
He does know that too, though.
Yeah. So when I look at it like that, it's like I think Devin, is just more of a thing of because for so long people never really saw what happened in that sparring. And there was always stories about it and a whole lot of speculation. And after it comes out and we see what we saw, it's like, and seeing that Devin, for the most part, still fights pretty much close to the same way. It's like, yeah, it makes more sense to me that Devin's the one who never wanted to fight. And any talking he's doing about it is just for the sake of, keeping his name in the discussion. Right. So, you can look at that as clout chasing. You can look at it as ducking. You can look at it as anyway. But me personally, I think it's a combination of both. Like he knows what Tank would do to him in a real fight. And at the same time, still wants to keep his name relevant because of this whole, face of boxing thing that his dad keep on trying to push. So when you look at it like that and you see the history, it makes more sense to say that Devin ducked Tank than Tank ducked him, And at the same time, like Tank don't really respond to anybody unless they mention him. Like you notice, he's not making a lot of noise like a lot of fighters. He don't stay active on
Right,
social
right,
media.
right, right.
He
Because
don't call people out.
I don't never remember Tank ever really calling Devin out. It's always been Devin chasing. You know, Devin is I mean, not Devin, but Gervonta is the cash cow at the lightweight division. So he's like a Canelo, like everybody's saying his name, even if whether they want the fight or not, if they can make some splash or get some clout or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of saying that that's a fight that they'll take or that they want next, or
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're looking to that's where they're shooting to get to.
and I
They're shooting to
yeah,
get
and I
to
feel
that
you on
spot.
that. And that's the same thing that's always going to happen to whoever is the top guy in the weight class and is making the most money. Because, like, look, like Floyd Mayweather, for example. Look how many people they said he ducked once he changed his name to Money and started doing consistent, $1 million buys on pay per views, fight after fight after fight. And all of a sudden, all these guys coming out the woodwork. So he ducked me way back when, even Shane Mosley, right? After Mosley had knocked out Margarito, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is going to be great." Floyd is going to fight like a legit welterweight for once. But at the same time, you remember after Mosley had his
Yeah, that was
rematch
legit.
with, yeah. But
That
one more
was
thing on
legit.
that. One more thing on that. You remember Mosley had that rematch with Fernando Vargas, right? After that fight, Larry Merchant was asking him, "Hey, Floyd is talking about moving up in weight. Now, do you want to fight him, or do you think that might get in the way of Oscar De La Hoya's plans to fight him? Because it was before Floyd had fought Oscar. It was like I think right after Floyd fought Zab Judah, and Shane Mosley was like, "Nah, I got this toothache, and I kind of want to take some time off, and I do want to go on a vacation and spend more time with the family. I don't really want to do this right now. And that was back after he fought Fernando Vargas the second time, right? And even though Shane is saying that, people are talking about, nah, Floyd waited for him to get old. Floyd should have fought him way back when. Floyd should have done this, should have done that, because of that perception that if you're making a lot of money, it's because you're taking easy fights to do it. And it don't matter who the top guy is, Floyd, Canelo, Tank, whoever the top guy is, they have this perception that, oh, you're just taking easy fights because that's how you can make the most money and do all this and that. But at the same time, they're ignoring that better opposition doesn't want to fight the champions. They want to fight the money guy because they know that they're going to get that shot at big money, whether they win or lose, right? So in a weird way, being the money guy is kind of like being a champion because all the top guys is going to come to you, even if they're mandatory for another belt. There's still a chance they might come to you simply because of that payday. So you're going to get consistently better opposition going forward. But to the fans, they're not looking at it like that because they're like, oh, well, this guy doesn't have a belt. Oh, this guy hasn't been on pay per view before. Or this guy isn't well known. So he's just taking easy opposition. He's ducking all these people, and that's how all the ducking talk comes into play whenever you're talking about the guys who are the money makers in any particular weight class. You know, so that's why for me, when I'm looking at all this, I'm like, okay, how much of it is the fans just believe, oh, this guy's ducking because their favorite fighter is involved and they don't like whoever the money guy is because that's not their favorite fighter. And then they're getting their feelings about it. And I think that's what a lot of the case is with Tank. That's why you're saying Tank is ducking so many people. It's like, well, how is he ducking all these people? Like he can only fight one of them. And then at the same time, when he's free, nobody want to say nothing about it. They wait until they got his fight signed or announced, and
Yeah,
it's like,
I
oh,
ain't-
he ducked me.
I don't think he's ducking a lot of people, but with just to engage in the content of the thumbnail that is attached. One person that I could say that I had said was Lomachenko, and how you had broke down, what ducking is. It kind of led into that. You know what I mean? Like it'd be a double standard. Kind of what you said. There was the opportunity there for a fight. They were pushing for a fight. They wanted to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Because as like you guys had said it or whatnot. I just don't recall it. So I'll chalk it up and say, you know what I'm saying? If it was said, it was said. I don't remember it being said, but I've been following boxing, especially Gervonta Davis, like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Earl Spence. I'm those guys' age, so I was following them when they were coming up. I was on their social media. I've been a boxing fan for a long time. So in this era of boxing, I've been following these guys for their whole careers, really. You know what I'm saying? So I've been following
Yeah.
them and following them very closely. I'm on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. So
Okay.
I've
Okay.
been seeing the social media. I seen the doghouse fight with Gervonta Davis and all that before they leaked it. When they had it back in the day. You know, some of the sparring things, the things with David Benavidez and Canelo, they sparred. That's why Canelo won't fight him. Benavidez beat him up in sparring. That's been known in boxing. You know what I'm saying? That was known when David Benavidez he got his name. His name is like a Earl Spence Jr. to like the Mexican Earl Spence Jr. How Earl Spence got his name for beating up Mayweather in sparring.
Bro, you sure that happened?
Yeah, I'm
You're
sure
like
that
literally
happened.
the first person
I'm
I've
sure.
ever
I'm
said.
sure.
You're literally the first person I've
Okay,
ever.
but I'm letting you know I'm those guys' age. You know what I'm
Dude, it
saying?
don't
Like
matter.
the social media aspect
Bro, dog,
to
I've been on social media. I've been on social media for 23 years. Okay,
okay.
I know social media, bro. I've got
I
a lot of
know
followers on social media. Okay, I know what social media is, and I'm just
I know that.
telling you, what?
I said
I'm
I
keeping
know
it
that. I
real.
understand that.
Bro, I've never heard that David Benavidez had sparred Canelo. I know David Benavidez sparred Pacquiao. I know David Benavidez sparred a lot of big name professionals that are a lot of big name professionals when he was very young. But no, I have to tell you, I've never heard Canelo Alvarez. That's the first time I've ever heard Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that too. So I'd have to
I'm gonna
look
do
into
my
that.
due diligence. Yeah, I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'm gonna email you for now. I know you be putting your email
No
in the link.
worries,
I
dog.
never
You don't
emailed
have
you
to.
or nothing.
Bro,
I'm
if
I'm
he
a,
had
I'm a,
sparred,
I'm gonna
if he
attach
had,
those sources.
sir, if he had sparred, I'm just telling you, if David Benavidez had sparred Canelo Alvarez, everybody would know it. Now, if you
In
give it
this
to me,
in this
good,
day and age, but this is just like recently where the sparring is like it's not. You know, before that was like against the code to expose what goes on in
no, bro.
sparring.
People will always talk about they did spar. Nobody ever had a problem saying that they have sparred. They're going to say that's how I know he sparred Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is older than Canelo, and I know David Benavidez sparred him because those tapes are out. Everybody knows David Benavidez been in gyms with a lot of big time pros and beaten a lot of them at a very young age. David Benavidez is kind of like a prodigy. That's why I know who he sparred when he was a kid because I've known about him well before he turned pro. He seriously, man, he was sparring Manny Pacquiao. He was like a 14-year-old kid or something like that sparring Manny Pacquiao. That's why I know who he is. That's how I knew who he was. So you're just telling me something I think maybe, and I appreciate you email me that. Maybe you may be confusing for Manny Pacquiao because
No,
that story,
I'll do my due diligence because this is way back when. But and at the
bro.
same time,
Let
you
me
can
say
see
something.
it.
It can't be further back. It can't be back further than Manny Pacquiao because he was 13 or 14. Manny Pacquiao was like 40 years old, bro. That's 10 years ago. 10 years. I mean, that was 10, 12 years ago that he sparred Manny Pacquiao. It can't be before Manny Pacquiao. Otherwise, he'd been sparring a 22-year-old Canelo Alvarez when he was 7. He also sparred Bivol. Yeah, he sparred a lot of people, but not Canelo.
How
That
old
I know.
was he when he was? How old was he 10 years ago? How old is he now? Isn't he in his
Bro, I don't want to do the math with you, brother.
like
Can you
late
just,
20s?
bro, can you just accept it? Just send me the note and let me
Yeah,
know.
that's
But
right. I ain't even
okay,
disputing nothing. I'm
that's
just
all we
saying
need.
that. That's it. That's it. I ain't disputing that. I'm just saying, yeah, I'll send you where I got the source. I got to do my due diligence and get it, but I'll get it to you. But you can see it. You can see the passion in his face, and also in Canelo's that he don't want to take the fight and all of that. And like the weight difference, he just fought Edgar Berlanga, who was a nobody. He keep cherry picking, but that's besides the point. We're not even talking Canelo. We're talking the whole ducking thing. But as far as Devin Haney, ducking Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not sure. Like if there was a time where you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
I don't know, or I just don't think he wanted
David
to make that
Benavidez.
fight. Honestly.
David Benavidez go and get to this.
You still want to do the David Benavidez thing?
Bro, I'm on whatever I want to be on, brother.
I'm just asking.
And I don't know why you keep putting me in a position to tell you that it's my channel.
I'm only asking because I just got back to the Devin Haney, Gervonta
Yeah, I heard
Davis
what you
point.
said, bro. I
know
know.
what you said. I
I
know.
got ears,
You
bro.
said you're gonna bring up the mini Pacquiao joint.
Bro, I got ears. I heard what you said. It's my channel. David Benavidez in the day Canelo didn't want him as a sparring partner. Was it out of fear? This is in Mark of Boxing. There is a story, the latest chapter. Benavidez explains why Canelo rejected him as a sparring partner when he was preparing for one of his fights. So no, they did not.
Talking about an article. I'm not talking about
Sir,
an
I'm
article. That's
telling
why I
you,
said
they
I'll do
did
my
not
due
spar.
diligence.
Sir,
And I'm telling you, okay.
Let me tell you something, man. This is going to end. Okay? Because you're not, I literally gave
Why
you
we
everything.
can't agree to disagree?
Like I said, you need to be in the back, child. I literally let you just talk for 20 minutes. Then you said something that was not true. So I'm going to make sure we know, because you said something that's not true, that it's not true. I do it to everybody, man. You're not special. We're not in the business of letting things be and said that are not true. And all you had to do, if you were mature, is just say, oh, yeah, my bad. I thought it was this guy. David Benavidez and the day Canelo Alvarez didn't want him as a sparring partner. I don't need you to do your due diligence, son. I'll do my own. The rivalry outside the ring between David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez continues to escalate, which is only added to the anticipation of the fans who want to see the duel between the fighter from Guadalajara and the U.S.-based Mexican. In the latest chapter, seeing David Benavidez, explain why Canelo rejected him as a sparring partner when he was preparing for one of his fights. I have sparred with everyone, but the only fighter I haven't sparred with is Canelo. I was on my way to spar him when I was in Big Bear, Benavidez told ES News. That was in 2017. I was sparring with Golovkin. And when I was going to go spar with Canelo, but then somebody from his camp called me and said, no, they want to cancel it because they didn't want us to go with him and then take the secrets to Golovkin. So this is, sir, and I'm sorry to tell you, I'm so sorry to have rudely interrupted you, but I had to fact check that because I, like you, have been paying attention to who's been sparring who for a lot of years. And that was not going to miss it. And I was not going to miss that. 10 years ago, I was not 90 years old. Now, with that fact check continued, you guys can continue.
Yeah, I didn't really have nothing else on that.
That's cool. I do want to address the fact check, though. That was from May 29th.
You're not going to correct shit, dude. I had to fact check you. You're not going to fact check me fact checking you. Okay? Because then I got to fact check your fact check of me. This article was written, well, this is today. I don't know when this was written, but this is him saying that he never sparred him before Gennady Golovkin in 2017. Canelo Alvarez has not sparred David Benavidez in the last 6 years. David Benavidez has been in the world rankings for the last 6 years. They're not sparring. Okay? It's just the fact that they're not sparring, that they didn't spar, bro. Okay? It's just the case that they didn't spar. They didn't spar. Hey, phenomenal show. Phenomenal show. Are you there, phenomenal show?
Oh, yo.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that they didn't spar. Sorry that took so long.
It's all good. It's all good.
He said he didn't want the secrets to Triple G. in that article, he didn't want the secrets to go back to Triple G. I'm saying it sounds like
What?
fake news from May 29, 2024.
Dude, that's
I
not
know what you
fake
read.
news, bro.
No,
It's a
I'm
quote,
just asking, what did he say as far as that the
bro.
secrets didn't want to go back to
They
Triple G?
directly quoted an interview on ES News, which is a YouTube channel. And that is a quote with quotation marks. And David Benavidez said that to Ellie Sethback. If you have a problem, if you have a problem with what David Benavidez had to say about who David Benavidez did not spar and why, that
I don't
question
have
would
a
go to
problem.
David Benavidez. That question would go to David Benavidez.
Okay, and that's fine. I was just asking about the article as far as the secrets not wanting to go to who.
Gennady Golovkin said, I'm sorry. David Benavidez said the following. I have sparred everyone, but the only fighter I haven't sparred with is Canelo. I was on my way to spar him. I was in Big Bear. Benavidez told ES News. That was 2017. I was sparring with Golovkin, and then I was going to go spar Canelo. But then somebody in his camp called me and said no, they wanted to cancel it because they didn't want us to go with him, that's Canelo, and then take their secrets. If they're sparring and they're working on things, they don't want David Benavidez to go back and spar Golovkin again and reveal to him the secrets of their training camp.
Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. For sure. For sure.
So there you go. You can move on if you can. If you want to.
Yeah, I was trying to move on. I was trying to move on already with the Devin Haney thing.
Bro, you got a bad habit, bro, of cutting me off, and I'm trying to be polite, man. You just make it very, very hard to do so. I just have to tell you, do you really do?
I only give it back to you. You told me we can move on. I just said I would did. I tried to. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
talked
you
about
one of the
Devin
last
Haney.
word Negroes. I get it.
You wanted to bring.
You're one of those dudes that always want to have the last word. I get it. If I say something, you will always try to have the last word. Absolutely understand that. But it's my channel, so I have to have the last word. That's how that works. I have to say, all right, man, I'll talk to you later so I can bring somebody else on. I actually have to have the last word because it's my channel. Otherwise, if you keep talking to me, I have to keep responding to you.
I understand that too. And just man to man, like
I don't know what you are, dude. I don't want to have man-to-man conversations with you. Now, do you guys want to go back to this debate?
I mean, I got a few more minutes left.
We do. I do. You know, I want to talk boxing. That's why I tune into your channel in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't mind, it is your channel if you don't mind.
I mind. I mind. All right, bro. I'm gonna be on here a little bit longer, man, but I'll holler at you. Ain't no need.
All
You
right,
there?
man. I'll go ahead and hop off then. But man,
All right,
great show as always. Appreciate
thanks,
the
man. I
talk.
appreciate you, sir. All right, man. Get back.
All right.
Yeah, man. Me and you don't mix well. North Star. We don't. Okay. I don't have the patience. And you don't have the manners. And that's a toxic mix. Okay. I don't have the patience for you. And you don't have the understanding, really, to talk to me about things. Not this, anyway. Anyway, why didn't Tank send Devin a contract since they were both free instead of fighting a little 130-pounder? Because Devin got his ass whooped, and nobody wants to see Devin fight anymore because Devin acted like the biggest pussy in the history of boxing. by suing Ryan Garcia because Devin got his ass whooped. And we almost had a whole entire day of me not having to say that until you answered that question. So you asked me that question. Okay? I'd had all this whole live stream not to say anything about that, man. No, what, North Star? What you talking about? Wow. I mean, that's the question. That's why he didn't call him. Why would he call Devin? Devin just got his ass whooped and suckered. Man, do you understand that Gervonta Davis gets to pay Devin Haney out of net profit? Let me tell you why the real reason that Devin Haney could not fight Gervonta Davis now. Because Devin Haney has to get paid out of net profit from Gervonta. Net profit. While Gervonta gets all the revenue. Yeah. Yeah. Camo, how can I help you, man? I saw you the other day, but you didn't get on, man. What's up?
What's going on, OG? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, brother. What's up?
Nothing. I just got a couple quick things, man, if you got some time.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I got a minute or two.
Okay, so what I want to say first, I seen your video earlier, and it's funny that you was talking about Aaron Pryor, because when my mom and pops was over, I was watching the Frank fight, right? Frank Martin Tank fight, just going over it.
Yeah.
It's classic. And she was like, Who is that boy right there? I'm like, who you talking about? She like, the one with all the tattoos. I'm like, that's Tank. She like, oh, I heard of him. I seen him on Facebook a couple years ago. He hit somebody with an uppercut and they fell in the corner. Leo Santa Cruz. So she seen it on Facebook. She was like, oh, I like him. What he fight at? I'm like, 35. I forgot that my mom and pop, they like boxing. So they was like, oh, some of their favorite fighters was all the Sugar Rays, you feel me? Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
Camacho,
Yeah,
that was her man's. Camacho was her man's, and Aaron Pryor was her man. She was like, oh, I love me some Aaron Pryor, boy. I love me some Camacho, both of them. So it's funny. I was like, damn, that's my mom and pop. Like, that's some of their favorite fighters.
Yeah. She's a beat. You ever seen him fight?
Camacho?
No, Pryor.
Yeah, I seen some, man, him and Camacho both, like, they get on you. Like, they just dogs. They get on you.
Oh, yeah, but Camacho ain't no Pryor, bro.
No, I know that, but I'm saying Camacho, like how he attacked, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They go at you, though. For sure.
So I remember probably about a week and a half ago, we was speaking on, I was tuned in, you speaking about philosophy, right? You remember that?
Yeah. I can recall it I do.
Yeah, I forgot who you were speaking to, but you was just saying just philosophy, and you broke it down for about 45 minutes, an hour. I was tuned in. I was making some cases for Rolls Royce. So I was tuned in, I was listening. But I think the situation with Devin Haney, like I said, some whole shit. I don't care how none of his fans feel. Bro, you shouldn't be suing, bro. Is Devin the only child? Is
what?
He?
Oh,
I
think he's the only child. I think he's not an only child that got younger kids, but he is because he's more than 5 years older than them. You know what I mean?
Feel like the way he moved, he's like giving me.
Yeah, he's an only child. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
He is an only for what you saying. He is an only child. Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm the youngest out of 7 siblings, all brothers. Come on, bro.
Oh yeah, you getting your ass whooped.
You feel me? They know since I'm always been the baby. I always had to. You feel me? I don't do no soft ass shit like that, bro. That shit soft. But what I think Devin Haney's philosophy is half respect, right? Now, what you mean by that, Cam? Half respect. We all know RESPECT. We really only need 4 letters. RESP. Remain entirely soft and pussyfied. Like, that is Devin Haney's philosophy, folks. Like that. That's his philosophy, man. Now, speaking on this, I was talking to one of my homeboys, and everybody talking shit about the Lamont Roach fight. Well, not everybody, but they got something to say about it. You know what I really think it is? Now, you probably don't understand or understand what I'm saying. I think it's just really the connotation of his last name. That's really it. If Mr. Lamont's last name was
Roach?
Exactly, because who is fond of insects and bugs? You know what I'm saying? Like, That's really what it is. If I'm gonna call him Mr. Lamont because he really a cool ass dude and he can scrap. I don't see why people, you feel me, trying to, bro. Everybody who's saying something like, "Oh, fucking Lamont Roach," bro, he will beat the dog shit out of you, bro. Like, come on now, stop playing. He will beat
Hey,
your
Lamar
ass.
Roach can fight, man. Yeah.
Exactly. Motherfucker talk about Lamont Roach, bro. He will beat you down, not up. He will beat you down. So stop doing that. If his last name was something else, if his last name was Richard, Lamont Richard, it'll be cool. It's just since nobody's really fond of bugs, especially a roach, the connotation of it, the feeling that you derive from saying that, you feel me? That's really what I think it is. So
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. That shit's hilarious, though. You
that's
caught me on.
really it.
It's funny because that shit's so obvious, and obviously I thought about it, but I never really let it go through my mind.
It's the connotation
Yeah,
of,
you
know
you
what
gotta
kind of
say
shit.
roach. Yeah, you gotta say
Yeah.
roach every
Yeah, you
time,
gotta
bro.
say roach. Like, man, don't nobody like roaches, you know what I'm saying? So of course, but at the same time, like, if my last name was Roach, I'll become a boxer too, cause you not finna be roasting me every day in school. Like, I'm gonna beat your ass, bro. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going for that.
Yeah. Hey, all right, man. I got a guy right behind you, brother. Be safe, man. Yeah, hey, thanks for the
All right.
laughs, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, Unc. I'm
All
always
right, man.
tuned
Good
in
day.
to you.
For sure, for sure. All right. That's hilarious. Now, that's another little dude look like my son. God dog, I'm getting old. God dog, I'm looking at my old man. He look like a little brain. He look like a brown skinned version of my kid, man. A little younger, a little older though. What up, Jameson? What up, man?
What's going on, my guy? Happy Saturday to you.
Man, I'm good, man. Here for boxing. I'm upset because Here for Boxing was gonna come and try to make me feel bad about myself. You know,
Oh, God.
I always miss the opportunity for somebody to come up here and blame me for the world's problems.
Oh, you know how that is, man.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind, man, Mr. Childress?
Oh, well. First, I just wanted to joke with my man who was on here before me. I was like, don't throw all of us only children under the bus like that. Some of us got some integrity.
Man.
But no,
Nah, that is shit. God
go
dog,
ahead.
that's crazy. Yeah. So go ahead, man. I'm listening to you, bro.
Oh, so I had two thoughts, but in the interest of time, I'll keep it on the.
Nah, you're good, man. Take your time, brother. I appreciate you. I got you know what it is.
Okay. So I meant to call in yesterday, but I got busy with work when we were talking about the whole Haney lawsuit.
Yes, sir.
And funny enough, it made me think about this movie from when I was a kid. I don't know how old your children are. Maybe they have heard of it. You heard of this movie called The Incredibles?
Yeah, man. God damn, you think I'm like 90? You talking about the ones with the little?
I didn't know how old your kids were, so I didn't know if they.
Oh yeah. My kids are 20. Well, yeah, dude. I watched The Incredibles even if it wasn't my kids. God dog, man. Hell yeah, I know what The Incredibles is. You
Well,
talking about The Incredibles where it was like the superhero kids? One was plastic, the other one was really fast. Yep. The mother was plastic. Yeah.
Okay, so that's even better. So for anybody who in the chat who may not have seen it, here's why I'm bringing it up. There were a couple scenes in the beginning of the movie where the main character, Mr. Incredible, saved someone's life from attempted unaliving. And as a result, he got sued by that man because as a result of him having his life saved, I think he had like neck issues and spinal issues. And there was another issue where Mr. Incredible stopped the train from ravining off the tracks, but because everybody on the train suffered damages, I think all of them sued him for, it may have been battery, but some kind of punitive damages as a result of his actions. And the fallout of that is, well, people started realizing, wait, we can sue superheroes for collateral damage or punitive damages. Now all the superheroes are getting sued. And then surely enough, superheroes got outlawed across the country. And so the reason I bring that up is what Devin and Bill think they're doing for a short-term gain could end up being the end of boxing as a sport, at least here in America, because based on the way our laws work, specifically around simple battery and aggravated battery, where the difference is intent, that's a slippery slope where if you think fights aren't being made now, what fights do you think you're going to have at all if they're able to win this? So for all these people going hard for Devin, saying, yeah, he needs to stick it to Ryan, he needs to stick it to Oscar, he needs to go get that money, man, do it for the sport. we may not have a sport after much longer. So that I'll pause and let you say.
No, I mean, dude, yeah, I've said that before. That's pretty much what it is. You're talking about a slippery slope because you're basically when you say, "Hey, man, look, dog." I'm sorry, I'd be wanting to talk bad about people because every time I listen to somebody talk about what battery is and assault is and all that, look.
Right.
Here's the problem: if you can be held responsible, I don't even want to go into it. Yes, okay, I won't go into because there's no way I can say it simply other than you can't contract with somebody and then turn around and then act like you didn't agree to it.
Exactly.
But then get paid at the same time that you sue them for more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a if boxers had to be worried about that, the cost of insurance, the cost of it just goes away, man. And then pretty much, then what happens? What happens if somebody dies? Then that becomes homicide.
Yep.
Right? Like then the family can push and say, hold on, man, that's wrongful death. Wrongful death. Like if Devin had died in the ring, a 0.0% Austrian would have turned up from a battery into wrongful death or homicide. No, it's homicide.
Right. And to your go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good, Jameson.
No,
I see you, James Oko.
I was gonna say, and to your point, talking about that slippery slope that opens. Look at the Terence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov fight that we had. I think it was last month or 2 months ago. If I remember correctly, Terence was originally supposed to fight in Everlast gloves, but he had a situation where I think they ripped open, and so he ended up wearing the Grant gloves. What if Madrimov had turned around and sued, saying, well, I consented to fighting Terence, but I consented to fighting him in Everlast gloves because those are the ones that we checked, pre-fight. So I didn't consent to him fighting me in Grant gloves. I don't know what might be in those paddings, if anything. I think I have a case for battery. So when you start nitpicking things like that, it just, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what it is. Well, thanks, Jameson. I appreciate you. I got a guy right behind you, man.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, what you got going on the rest of the day, man? You working? You chilling?
Being productive, man. Like I said, trying to take a page out of Neely Fuller Jr.'s book, man. Just doing some laundry right now. Probably do some other stuff around the house. Apply for some jobs. So
yeah, that's what's up. All right, man. Get back, man.
Peace. Absolutely, man. Oh, and I still owe you that email with my portfolio for your cousin. So I didn't.
Yes, sir. Okay, great. Yeah, make sure you get it. Thank you, man. All right.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. James Oko, how can I help you, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Fanon? How are you, brother?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
I'm well, man. Interesting live you got going on today, man. I think they're giving Devin a hard time, Devin and Bill.
Oh, definitely giving him a hard time.
Yeah, when you go into a boxing ring, your life is on the line, brother. You show up and you sign a contract to let somebody punch you in your head. We see all the CTE, the concussions and everything. I'm not signing up for somebody to take performance-enhancing drugs, and your life is on the line.
Yeah, but your life is on the line every time you get in the boxing ring. Period.
Right, but it's still, let's say it was your son or something like that. You be okay with somebody having PEDs who busted him up like that? I'm not saying Devin.
Oh, if my son plays football. If my son plays football in Texas, which is why my son doesn't play football, and I didn't put him in football, a bunch of kids are juicing. So, yes, I know if I put my kid in track and field that there's a bunch of kids juicing. If I put my kids in boxing, I know there's a bunch of kids juicing. That's why you have, matter of fact, in talking specifically about the professional ranks, full well that everybody's juicing, that there's a bunch of people juicing in professional boxing. That's why you have drug tests.
Right.
If you didn't know that you could be fighting somebody on dope, you wouldn't have drug tests.
Right, but does that make it okay?
Yes, it makes it okay for them to let me tell you why I say it makes it okay. It makes it not battery. Makes it not battery because you agreed to fight him. Battery is an unwanted contact. He got punched. That's the contact. That's the illegal touching. And guess what? With or without that Ostarine, he still would have got punched.
See, but what Ryan did is Ryan robbed himself and robbed Devin of having the opportunity of saying, okay, he just got a fair win over him. I mean, Devin Haney.
Well, that's not battery.
Right.
That's fine. Hold on, look, but let's talk about one thing at a time. Let's talk about battery first. The fact that he didn't give him an opportunity to feel like he had a fair fight, that's not an element of battery.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to say.
Do you understand that before you listen? Do you understand how that's not battery? We're talking about whether or not he committed battery, not whether or not he cheated and whether or not Devin was done wrong. We're talking about whether or not whether or not this is battery right now. It's not battery.
It is battery. It is battery because would you say Margarito committed battery on Cotto by having those gloves with semen inside of them? And when you look at Cotto's face after that fight, would you not agree? Yes, Cotto agreed for Margarito to come in.
Bro, you're gonna ask me the question, or are you gonna start answering it?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so in the case of the situation with Antonio Margarito and Miguel Cotto, if they had found the plaster of Paris in his gloves that time, would that be battery? Maybe, but still probably not. Know what you're doing this for? I said maybe, but still probably not. But let me tell you why. Because that particular hand wrap touched. It actually touched Cotto. See, that's a touching of concrete. If he had concrete in there and he hit you with that, that is actually an unwanted contact. However, most likely not, because you still assume the risk. And in no case can you sue for both breach of contract and battery at the same time. So
Why did you say maybe yes, though? Why did you say maybe?
The only reason I would say yes is if this happened. If the police department found out about it and the police department charged him and made the determination that it was battery. Then if there was a criminal case on it, then they could go to civil court and say that the court found them guilty of battery. But guess what? You could not at the same time claim breach of contract. Because you can't claim breach of contract and battery at the same time. No, I'm sorry. You can't claim them off the same action. You can't do it.
Okay, well, let's say that you're right about battery, but nobody.
I am right about battery.
Okay, fair enough. But nobody agreed to sign a contract for him to be on PEDs. That wasn't a part of the contract.
Yes, he did. Yes, it was. Yes, it was part of the contract.
That he could be on PEDs?
Let me tell you. The contract says that he agrees to drug testing with VADA and the WBC's clean boxing program. He agreed to operate under the rules of the WBC and their program. Under their program, they have a punishment for people that violate drug tests. They go to the New York State Athletic Commission, and Devin agreed to abide by their rules. They also have a process for that action. Since they issued a punishment, Devin agreed to that punishment by agreeing to the WBC rules. So yes, that contract does say that it's not a battery, because they have rules in place for when Ryan tested positive or if Devin had tested positive. They agreed to what would happen. If this guy tests positive, what will happen? We will decide whether or not we're going to suspend him or not. And he's got an A sample, B sample, all of that. So clearly he agreed to a positive steroid test being adjudicated under that contract. Because it was adjudicated under the contract.
You know what I like about the lawsuit? I like hitting people where it hurt. And Devin Haney and Bill Haney are doing the right thing. You always know you're doing the right thing when people are mad. Like, you know what I mean?
No. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You can walk into a dog's backyard. If he starts growling, you're not doing the right thing. Just because he's mad at you. Do you really mean that?
Do you think the sport would be better without PEDs? The direct question.
Do I think the sport would be better than with the sport without PEDs? You have to connect that to what we're talking about first.
Like, this is what I'm trying to say. It's a double standard, bro. And I'm going to ask you this. I like you, too.
Double standard, bro. Come on now. I just met you, bro. You moving a lot now.
Okay, the double standard is, I'm going to tell you the double standard, right? The double standard is all these boxers on the incidental list, whether it be Tank, whether it be Shakur, whether it be Devin.
What is an incidental list?
If any of them...
What is an incidental list? I don't know what an incidental
black
list.
Fighters, prominent black fighters.
So, okay, so if any prominent black fighter does what?
Tested positive for PEDs, you would never see boxing commentators on YouTube, whether they be Hispanic or black, being like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. They would chew them apart. Like, it's a double standard. It's like Ryan Garcia can do no wrong, bro. He can quit against Tank on one knee. He can make all types of racial slurs.
Yeah. Let's moonwalk back to what we're actually talking about, brother. Okay, so you're saying before you do all of this, okay, because this is a pivot, bro. All right, we're gonna go back to what we were actually talking about. No, the lawsuit is not good for boxing at all because you can't have boxing with it. You can't. If he's allowed to sue for battery, based off what he is saying, you cannot have the sport of boxing. So if you think it's good to shut down all of boxing, then okay, cool, you like that lawsuit. But if you're telling me because you violate one rule that now your punch turns into battery, then you're talking, well, you never know whether or not you're going to get sued after a fight for any punch you throw. If you wind up having done what? Like you had an illegal IV? You had too much water? You had too much liquid in your IV? That turns that into assault? Bro, that is an absolutely terrible precedent to set for boxing.
Yeah, but a legal IV isn't performance enhancing. It's not performance enhancing.
You don't even know if he had an illegal IV or not.
No, I'm talking about Mayweather. I'm talking about people like that who somebody said they had a legal IV. That's but it's not performance enhancing.
But he didn't have an illegal IV though.
No, but what I'm saying is you brought up an illegal IV.
Okay, sir, and let me tell you why I brought up. I was doing illegal to be kind of a smartass because they also claimed that Brian had taken an illegal IV. We don't even know if the IV was illegal or not because not all IVs are illegal. You can have IVs and use an IV to rehydrate. You can. That's not illegal at all. The problem is how often and how much you can do, not whether or not you can do it, because you can. Not all IVs are illegal. So we don't know whether or not Ryan's IV was that way or not. Now, let's also address that other play that came up after this, where you said that the coincidental list. Ryan Garcia got suspended for performance-enhancing drugs, and he's Mexican. He's facing a year suspension, and he got slapped with $1 million fine. He got suspended for a year. He did get suspended for a year.
Not for performance-enhancing drugs.
He got suspended for the not notification. I know what he got suspended for, not notifying them. Still, that's even more. That doesn't help your case, though, because you're saying that he cheated. Well, if you look at the actual decision that you now know about, obviously, he didn't get suspended for performance enhancements. He got for not notifying. So therefore, out goes your case, because he didn't even get suspended for the Ostarine. So there goes your case.
So what is the precedence that we're setting, though, bro? So what we're saying is, people can test positive for PEDs and whatever. So what? It don't even matter. Like,
no. Once again, he got suspended for a year, and he also got $1 million taken out of his pocket and a win taken away. Ryan got punished for that situation. He did. He did not go unpunished. He got punished.
Right. What I'm trying to say is this, brother. Could you imagine if Mayweather would have ever tested positive for Ostarine? We would have
Yes, he
never
probably
heard
would
the
have
end
been.
of it.
Yes, he probably would have been suspended.
As far as his legacy, though, we would
Bro,
have
we're
never
not talking
heard the end
about
of it.
Ryan's leg. Bro, come on, man. You like to do a lot of fluffy stuff, man. What is
What you mean,
legacy,
bro?
man? What do you mean is legacy?
I tie points together, bro. I mean, I make it. This is about more than just one issue, bro.
What's it about? No, well, so do me a favor.
It's
It's
about
not
people.
more. Hold on. It's not. It can't possibly be more. It be about more than one issue. You have to have an issue. Those things may be subparts of the issue, but you have to have an issue. If the issue that we're talking about is whether or not he was actually punished for PEDs, that is not an issue because we know that he was. So if you're saying that all of these points are coming together for you for some point, then tell me what that point is so I know exactly what you're talking about because you keep moving.
Okay. Devin Haney was a gracious loser, bro. When he lost that day and they walked over to the ring, he said, "This is my fault." He said, I didn't avoid that left, and so on and so on. And then when it came out,
Are you trying to make me feel better about? You're trying to make me be nice to Devin Haney? I got to get to your point. Would you like me to speak positively of Devin Haney or something?
No,
because that really seems like to be the thing that you're doing. You keep praising things like Devin is really, really great, and everybody should really think Devin's great. Like, we really should look at this a little bit different. That Devin's great.
Accountability for Ryan. Accountability.
Right, but he was held accountable because he was suspended, and he still is. And he didn't get paid for the fight. That's accountability for Ryan. Now that we know that Ryan has been held accountable because he has suspended. He lost over $1 million. Lost $1 million, and he was suspended for a year. That's accountability. What would you like to do to Ryan? You want him out of the sport forever?
I want people to stop praising him like he's the best thing that happened.
Bro, nobody's praising Ryan, bro. They're talking about Devin like Devin's tripping. I've not heard anybody praising Ryan, bro. You're trying to get off Devin. Let's get back to the guy we're talking about. Devin's fucking up. Ryan can fuck up and Devin can both. They can both fuck up at the same time. The things that are bad about Ryan does not wash away the things bad about Devin. So talking about what's bad about Ryan, and holding him accountable, as far as the conversation about Devin is nothing but a distraction. So let's get back to this one, which is Devin's lawsuit being absolutely terrible for boxing.
Okay. As far as why Devin, we see Devin trying to get a fight now. We see Eddie Hearn saying he wants the money he made before he lost. He can't get that type of money. You need to go take a warm-up fight and take $1 million. This loss has economically affected Devin to where he's not getting the money he used to. And that $1.2 million that you say, it went to Oscar De La Hoya and it went to Golden Boy. Why would it go to them? They were supposed to give him 40% of it, and they never gave Devin 40% of it. So,
I got the answer to that. I got the answer to that one. Your question is, why didn't the money go to Devin? Why did the money, the $1.3 million, not go? Why did it go to Ryan? I mean, go to Oscar and not to Devin?
Contractually, 40% of it was
contractually. Right? No, 40%. Not Bill doesn't know how to read a contract, Holmes. Let me tell you what it means. Devin got paid out of what you call net profit. Do you know what net profit is?
Yes.
What's net profit?
It's the profit that was made after all the expenses were deducted.
Right. For the whole event.
Right.
So there you go. So he gets paid off of the profit or loss of the entire event, not line items. So that $1 million goes back to the person who paid the money, because it's called a forfeiture. when you forfeit something, it goes back to the person that owned it. He's got to give the money back that paid him. Now, the number one answer is, why did he get the money? Why didn't Devin get the money? It's because Devin didn't pay the money out. He didn't get the money primarily because it's not his money. And Oscar got the money because it is his money. Now, as far as he needing to get 47% of that, even if he got, no, he's not due 47% of that million because he's getting paid off net profit for the entire event. That's only a line item. If the fight had lost $3 million and then Oscar gets $1 million back, all that means is it lost $2 million. Guess what minus $2 million, 47% of minus 2,000 is? $2 million. It is nothing. So the reason he didn't get the money is because it's not his money. And they don't pay off that money anyway.
If he wins the lawsuit and they do award him that money, would you say you were wrong?
Sir, I would say that the lawsuit is wrong because that is not even what he's really asking for.
Do you believe in law and order?
Bro, I'm a lawyer, man. What are you fucking talking about? I'm a lawyer.
Okay. So if he wins,
I do. So look, I do believe in law and order, like contracts. And if you agree to fight somebody in a boxing match, and you know you're going to get punched, and they're going to punch you, and I allow that to take place, I know that the punching you agreed to, I am not going to then, because somebody violated a law that you knew could get violated. Because guess what? A whole bunch of boxers have tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs.
It don't make it okay.
Sir, it makes it okay for this purpose. It makes you have notice. It's not okay that basketball players travel with a basketball, but you know they do. It's not okay that people come into your house when you don't lock doors, but they do. So you know full well that there's been a bunch of fighters that have popped dirty. You know you're getting in a fight with somebody that could. And guess what? There's a punishment for that. And you agreed to the punishment. You already agreed. If somebody tests positive for steroids in this fight, you will be subject to the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission and the WBC. I agree to that. And Ryan agreed to that.
But that punishment doesn't supersede law. And it doesn't supersede his rights.
It does. Yes, it does. Because the law of contract is this. As long as it's legal, you can agree to whatever you want to agree to. And if you agree to it, you can waive all kind of rights. Yes, you can. By getting in a boxing ring, you waive your right to sue for battery. Yes, you do.
No,
by going into the military, doesn't the military waive the prohibition on murder for soldiers?
But Ryan is not criminally being charged with battery. He's not criminally being charged with battery. That's what you're explaining.
No, I'm not explaining. I'm talking about a civil suit. I'm not talking about criminal. I'm talking about a civil suit. Right. But battery is the same, bro. Battery is the same in civil or in civil and in criminal. It says battery is the same. It doesn't change.
Right, but PEDs make you hit harder, so they give you
you don't know that. Dog, look, man. Can we stop this? Because I'm telling you, it's a no. Okay, it's a hard no on this. It's not going to work, bro. You agreed, dude. You agreed to fight somebody. But you also don't know whether or not that punch, that Osterine, is the reason, the proximate cause for the injuries you suffered. Because he has to have injuries that he suffered. It's not okay to say he hit me harder. You have to actually show the injuries. Listen. If you have an injury and you say, hey, man, I was punched. I'm suing somebody for battery. Okay, well, where's your injuries? Oh, I got a black eye. I got a broken jaw. That you can give somebody damages for the broken jaw, right? If somebody says, oh, you battered me, what happened? Nothing. I didn't even get a bruise. I don't have any marks. I don't have anything. I didn't go to the hospital. I don't have a headache. Guess what you're going to get for your damages? Nothing. Because you didn't suffer any damages. So Devin has to say, I suffered damages. He can't say the physical damages because those are consistent with a boxing match. That's what the lawyer is going to argue. They're going to say, you can't tell me that this Ostarine is the cause for this. These injuries are consistent with a regular boxing match. And in fact, I can point out a bunch of boxing matches where nobody tested positive for anything and people got hurt worse. So you're not going to be able to get damages for your bruises. You're not going to be able to get damages for that because you can't prove that you wouldn't have got them by getting hit anyway.
You know what? I hear you, and this is your platform, and I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, as a fighter, okay, when you're in training camp, right? Somebody can't just walk up with a supplement and be like, here, drink this. And you're like, okay, no, you have to be diligent. You have to know, man, if I'm a fighter, I'm a professional fighter and I'm in a training camp, I'm like, my whole team should be wary of anybody walking up to me with any type of shake,
and here's
supplement.
the thing, man. But let's get back to what we're talking about, which is Ryan, which is Devin and Ryan. In that particular circumstance where this person pops dirty, there are rules that Devin agreed to. The WBC tests you with VADA. VADA reports to the New York State Athletic Commission if you fail. If you fail, the New York State Athletic Commission is the one that makes the decisions about your punishment. Then they issue the punishment and you live by the punishment. That's everything that you just described leads to that process that Devin agreed to. That process, they went through that process and Ryan was punished. So you can't say Ryan wasn't punished. He was. You can't say that they turned a blind eye to it. They didn't.
But that doesn't take away Devin Haney's right to recompense for the financial hit that he took.
It does. Because he agreed to it. That's contracts. He agreed in contract that he got paid for. Dude, he agreed to it in contract that he got paid for under rules that he agreed to. He can't get out of that. He got paid to agree to it. He can't then say, I don't like your decision, throw all that away, still pay me, and I'm going to go get money in tort. No, man. He's got the same rules. You say there's a double standard. I'm saying you have a double standard. You have a standard for Devin and a standard for everybody else. Everybody else has to abide by the contract they have, which says if a guy pops dirty, the sanctioning body makes the decision along with the state commission, and their decision goes. That was the case when Oscar Valdez popped, and that Arizona commission said he got to fight. Dillian White, who by the way is black, was allowed to fight Oscar Rivas even though he popped dirty. Dude, you agree to rules. You have to abide by the rules you agree in contract. Now, if you want to say there was no contract, no worries. Say, well, because he was touched, therefore there's no contract. Because that's the angle that Devin Haney fans want to take. Hey, well, there's no contract because I didn't agree to the touching. Well, okay, if you didn't agree to the touching and there's no contract, no worries. Give Oscar all the money you made back. Give it all back. So, whatever you own, whatever payment you get for the Masters for that fight, give it back. Because you only get paid if you had a contract. You can't get paid if you didn't have a contract. So you can't get paid for the contract and then act like you didn't agree so you can get paid in damages. You would actually be getting paid 2 sets of damages for the same action. One because you agreed, and battery because you didn't agree.
Okay, fair enough, brother. Fair enough. Thanks for having me up. And I feel the way I feel about it. I could say a lot more, but
dude, I've got time, bro. If you want to say you could say more that you think you can get past me, say it. Because, bro, you're not going to get past none of it. I'm telling you flat out, that's a bullshit case. And I'm speaking to you as somebody with a legal education, a legal expert. That's a bullshit case, bro. He cannot get paid. He cannot say he has a contract on one hand and he doesn't have a contract on the other hand. Because you can't have a contract if you say battery. Because you can't contract for battery. Okay? You just can't do it, bro. That's terrible for boxing. And it's a policy legal thing. It's not about Devin. Devin doesn't get that because nobody should get that.
Well, I'm just going to say this and then I'm going to bounce, brother.
Yes, sir.
This sport will be a better sport if people were more diligent about PEDs and if we didn't have PEDs. And you know what? A lot of times the things that gets people upset are the things that help them the most. You know what I mean? And this whole boxing, y'all wouldn't be pissed at all if we knew this wasn't really hurting Ryan. You know what I mean? So I'm hit him where it hurts.
Hold on.
Hit him where it
I
hurts.
wouldn't be pissed. Nah, you ain't slipping that off. You said that I wouldn't be caring if this wasn't hurting Ryan?
It's a reason y'all
I don't like Ryan.
This.
I don't like Ryan. I'm not a Ryan fan. I'm not supporting Ryan. I'm telling you, Ryan got suspended. He did. He got suspended. You're trying to, don't put Ryan on me. This is about the law. I'm not doing this because I'm riding Ryan.
You say you're a lawyer, right? You're well, the fact that he's
Are you one?
No.
Then don't tell me what I'll know because I am one.
Okay. The fact that he's filing the lawsuit should tell you he has the ability to do it. So
everybody has the ability. Everybody has the ability to file a lawsuit for anything.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I just feel like Devin Haney has the right. I feel like he's been hurt. I think he's been done wrong by Ryan Garcia.
It was done by Ryan Garcia for sure.
And maybe you're right. Okay. I hear you. I'm not saying I'm definitively right. I'm just saying.
You're a nice guy, and I do appreciate how you deliver your message. I do, and I know that I can be more a little more harsh than your tone. But bro, at the same time, you're kind of saying that I'm doing this because I'm biased for Ryan Garcia.
Not you.
It's when you said it's because if it didn't hurt Ryan, that's what you meant, bro. So I appreciate the politeness, but that's kind of what you said, man.
You're getting an after effect. I'm gonna be honest with you. In a way, you're right because you're getting the effect from me of what I hear from a lot of YouTube boxing personalities that look like us, and I'm like, why are y'all riding for this dude, man? Bro.
Who is riding for Ryan for real? Bro, ain't nobody riding for Ryan. Ain't nobody riding for Ryan, bro. Ain't no black folk riding for Ryan, dog. Devin acted an ass. Dudes don't like Devin. Devin attacked the wrong dude, bro. You're going at Gervonta. Dude, he talks shit about Gervonta, Shakur, Gary, all these people, man. And when it's not, look, bro, this is how it goes, bro. Let me tell you how it goes, dog. Let me just tell you how it goes. This is just real life. And if you got 3 groups of people, 3 groups of fans, and you go to group number 1 group of fans and you argue with the people that they like, they're not going to like you. Then you go do that to 2 or 3 more guys. You have a bunch of fan bases that really don't like you. And even if they don't like each other, dude, pretty much Gervonta Davis fans ain't trying to hear nothing about Devin. Shakur fans ain't trying to hear nothing about Devin. Ryan Garcia fans ain't trying to hear nothing about Devin. Teofimo Lopez fans ain't trying to hear nothing about Devin. And that's the problem that you see. Because Devin systematically attacked every one of them. So, because he was the man and everybody was ducking him and all of that stuff that you guys celebrate him for. And at the end of the day, dude, he got his ass whooped. And people don't want to stop laughing at him from getting his ass whooped. So, yeah, I'm sure if it was somebody else that wasn't like universally recognized as an asshole, that people would have been like, yeah, you know, like if it was Errol, yeah, for sure. People would be like, oh, they would have had a different attitude because they like Errol. Dude, you got to blame Devin for the reaction that other fan bases have towards him. But don't nobody like Ryan now. Don't nobody really like Ryan like that. Bro.
Don't know. Okay. All right. Well, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's tough on Dev, man. It's just tough on Dev.
People just even before this lawsuit, bro, people just don't like him. And I wonder why. I don't know if it's because he's Muslim. Because I don't care because he gets Afrocentric features. I don't know if it's because he's Muslim.
What'd you say?
I don't know if it's because he has very Afrocentric features, bro.
Who has Afrocentric features?
Devin Haney is
Devin is yellow. What you talking about? Devin is yellow.
The big nostrils, the big lips. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to go down that road. I'm just saying real stuff that people don't want to admit about why they don't like him. Muslim.
Black people don't. No, hold on, bro. Stop that.
He has a black dad that's active.
Somebody paying you, dude. Somebody, you did like this. Is somebody paying you?
No, I just speak.
You sure ain't nobody paying you, bro? Because you damn sure did this.
I don't follow the crowd.
Hold on, bro. You damn sure in a hotel room. You damn sure in a hotel room with a t-shirt on, bro. Hey, acting like you mighty sure on this dude's. You keep switching up talking points and everything, man.
Okay.
Man, let's be real, bro.
Well, okay.
Let's not bring the Dante's talking points at me. Don't bring the Dante's talking points at me, okay? Because I know that's what you're doing. Don't slick me, okay? Don't slick me. Let's be real. Don't slick me.
Well, you know,
be a real dude that want to talk to me for real. Not somebody that's a bot. Nah, bro. Not a media dude that's a bot. Don't be a media dude that's a bot. Respect me, bro, and be who you really are talking to me, bro.
Okay. You making it a little personal.
It is personal, dude, because you playing me.
How?
Because you're not an organic caller, dude. You're making points that are off talking points from somebody.
True.
There you go. So that's not cool, bro. Fuck out of my face. That shit ain't cool at all, bro. Don't take your fucking t-shirt off and act like you some real black dude when you a media dude. You out here selling a lawsuit on me, man. And then made the number one mistake and admitted it under pressure. Hey, Bill, your dude ain't good, bro. I cracked him under pressure. Little pressure, bro. Just a touch. Just a touch of pressure. And you out here pitching that bullshit ass lawsuit. Touch him for a second, bro. Just touch him for a second, bro. I feel violated, man. I don't like that, man. You're not blocked, freaking flyer. I see you. You're not blocked.
Oh, what's going on, Fanon?
Nothing much. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, man. I got to get these super chats. I don't like bots, man. I don't like bots, man. I don't bot people. Don't bot me, man. Don't come up here in a hotel. Bro, you're not in your house. You're in a hotel, bro. I literally see the door, man. Like you decided to go get a $25 motel or something so that you could do a live stream and they wouldn't have to see you in your house. Then you take your suit and tie off. You take your suit and tie off and start talking to me like you're some organic brother and start pushing ideas of why we don't support this black man because of this and that, bro. Straight up 100% poverty pimping off of a fucking off of a script.
When I asked if I was blocked, I meant on the chat.
Oh, I don't know. Hold on a second, man. James Oko, I'm sorry, man. I know I'm being disrespectful. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. James Oko, how do you feel about fighters who are on snack, which is by very definition a PED? A PED is the closest thing to antibiotic steroids per their owner. Yeah, you know, bro, he don't care. That dude is hired by somebody, man. Dude don't understand. It's not that we like Ryan. We like that Devin got his ass whooped. Could have been anyone, but it was Ryan. BBL, Devi is cheeks. You're funny, man. Come on, man. Dog, it makes me feel like people ain't real when y'all do that, man. Don't do that to me, man. Don't send your but you already got whole YouTube channel bots, bro. You already got whole YouTube channels that ain't nothing really but a bot. Faking. That's why dude getting all mad because the dude be taking my content, doing my content over. Because you guys want the basic gist of it, but to switch it up. Fucking dishonest ass people, man. James, you seem like a cool dude, but cut the shit, dog. Criticizing Devin and Haney's isn't defending Ryan. They are all emotion. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I got a little distracted. What's good for boxing would be sanctioning bodies paying for drug testing on behalf of the fighters. That way you could have done testing prior to the fight and catch any substances. Yep. You gotta end the testing a little bit before the fight. So you don't find out about anything after the fight. And the last test that counts is the test results you get before that fight starts. So you better time that shit. Get that cycle time down on them tests. Get the cycle time down on the tests or something. Thank you so much, man. What's up, frequent flyer? You're not blocked. I don't know where you would be blocked at.
Well, in the chat, you know, I was trying to talk in the chat, and I ain't showing up in the chat.
Same routine, bro. Just click the link, put the thing in there, and I can unblock you.
Oh, all right, yeah, but I came up because I heard you and the dude, what was his name, James or whatever. Y'all was talking about
I don't know what his name is. I don't know what his actual name is. He was a bot. He wasn't a real dude, and he admitted it. What you giggling about, dog? Dude, I don't find that funny, bro.
No, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about you asked him was he getting paid? Like he actually was getting handed some money on camera. That's crazy. Right on camera, reaching for some money.
Exactly. Handed money sitting on his shoulder. But anyway, what's on your mind, bro? Because I don't think that you're actually dumb enough to admit that you're getting paid to talk to me.
No, for
real. Y'all don't want to super chat me. Y'all sitting there talking that shit. You do. You got dudes getting paid more money to talk to me than I do to sit out here for 3 hours. You think I'm playing? That shit pisses me off.
No, I'm definitely not getting paid for that.
No, I know you, but I'm talking about y'all. Like, dude that did that, dog. Y'all ain't paying for that. You paying somebody else? Why don't you just pay me? Wouldn't you think the smartest thing would be to come to me? I might cut your break. I can make a good argument for all of this. Bro, you don't even understand. There is a legal theory that can get you out of this. I'm not going to give it to you. Well, I don't think it'll get you out of it. But at least you got an intellectual shot at the argument. But you don't. You don't want to ask the question. You want to go listen to these fucking bozos. Bill, ask me. Be polite, bro. Just ask me. and I give you the solution. But I'm not giving the solution on tape for nobody. I'm just going to give out the problems because that's all y'all ever give me. Problems. How can I help you? How can I help you, frequent flyer, while I'm hurting your boys real bad?
No, but I heard you saying that. I think you were saying that basically, Devin Haney probably going to have a hard time trying to sue because of the fact that it was a contract and it's a boxing match and everything, but saying that it's consent basically that you're signing up for this contract for a fight. But I was thinking once it's also agreed that there's no doping and stuff like that, so him violating that rule, isn't that a breach of the contract? Doesn't that mean that, he doesn't have to, the contract doesn't stand since he
Nope.
violated it or breached it?
Nope. That is not breach of contract. No.
If the contract says if you can't use performance enhancement drugs and you use performance enhancement drugs, that's not a breach of the contract?
No, that's not a breach of contract.
So what would be a breach of the contract?
Why don't you ask me what that? Why don't you ask me the better question? Why isn't that breach of contract?
Okay, yeah. Why isn't that breach of contract?
Because there's an adjudication policy in the contract that Devin agreed to for that instance. Just like it's not a breach of contract, it's not breach of contract if you've already got a remedy in the contract for it. So let's take, for example, let me use the example. I'll use the example specifically. Devin Haney said, I will fight Ryan under the rules of the WBC, and we both agree to 24/7, 365 testing, or whatever the testing was.
Mm-hmm.
Because you agree to that, you also agree to what's going to happen if there's a violation as a part of that contract. So since the rules are in the contract about what happens, it's not a breach of contract. What it is it is a violation that triggers a condition in the contract.
Okay.
It is a circumstance that triggers something in the contract to take place. Okay? It makes you have to go to that. That's part of the contract because Devin agreed to it. If Ryan had not agreed to the WBC and the New York State Athletic Commission being the ones that adjudicate performance-enhancing drug issues, there wouldn't have been a fight. They got the fight and the money in part by agreeing to the drug testing policies. So of course it's not breach of contract. It's only breach of contract if they don't abide by the rules of the WBC and the New York State Athletic Commission. That's when it becomes breach of contract. And if anything, Devin's breaching the contract by suing and claiming
it's not a breach
of the contract.
So it's not a breach of contract. It's not going against the New York State Athletic Commission's rules too. It's not a breach of their
rules of the you're asking me, but okay, so first of all, the rules of breach of contract apply to the contract itself. The contract is the agreement between Devin and Ryan and their parties and the other parties. They agreed to fight in exchange for some things. Along with the money, they also agreed to drug testing. They agreed to drug testing and they agreed to the punishments netted out by the WBC and the New York State Athletic Commission. It's the same thing as having in a contract that if me and you disagree about a payment, right? Because you have to argue whether or not it's breach of contract first. So what happens if you think that a contract's being breached? Well, what do you have to do? Well, if you write in the contract that you go to the New York State Athletic Commission for them to decide, then guess what? You have to go to the New York State Athletic Commission. You can't go to a civil court. You can't go anywhere else because you agreed to it. So, since Devin agreed to VADA testing and testing the protocol for the New York State Athletic Commission, he has to abide by their decisions. Their decisions include what happens to Ryan Garcia if Ryan Garcia pops dirty. And Devin agreed to that to get the fight. So no, it's not breach of contract.
So because the contract, if the contract has something like, if one of the fighters tests positive for PEDs, then A, B, and C must happen. Ryan must pay back $1 million to Golden Boy and this and that and the third. Then that means that Devin can't go outside of that contract to sue.
The reason Devin cannot go out of the contract to sue for breach of contract and is what I've already taught people like 100 times. In order to sue somebody for battery, you have to say that there was no contract. You have to say that there was no contract.
Because of what you said, them already having rules laid out for what happens if they do cheat.
No, as a matter of law. This is a matter of law. It's not a matter of their contract. It's a matter of law, of legal principle. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The only way that you can claim battery is if that was unwanted. If the touching was unwanted. Okay? You can't approve of it. If you approved of the touching, it's not battery. Period.
You can't sue because of the PEDs not being wanted?
Dude, listen, are you trying to argue against me or are you trying to understand? Let me know so I don't have to waste time.
I'm trying to understand for sure.
Oh, then be quiet and I'll do it. Then listen to my example. Because it's very clear, because I'm telling you why. In order for Devin to say that was battery, he has to say, I didn't consent to it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, if you didn't consent, then there can be no contract. You can't have a contract because there was no consent. You're arguing that there is no contract. That's why I get to sue you for fault. Because I don't have a valid contract. My contract would have been valid if you didn't pop dirty. But since you did pop dirty, that contract's no longer valid. Well, if the contract's no longer valid, fine. You can sue you can then sue this guy for battery. I'm cool with that. However, guess what you can't do? You can't sue him for breach of contract because you said the contract didn't exist. You can't sue somebody for a contract, breaching a contract that you say doesn't exist.
Well, I don't think he's suing him for breach of contract, is he? He's suing him for battery, right? I was just bringing up the breach of contract as a reason that he can sue for battery.
Listen. Because I've explained this 100 times, bro. And I really don't believe. I think I've already given you everything you need to understand. He has to pick one. He has to either pick the money from the fight or he's got to pick the money from the lawsuit, period. He can't do both because you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say, I didn't have a valid contract and I did have a valid contract. You can't do both at the same time. That's it. There's no need to look at anything related to Devin. You just can't do it. I cannot say me and you are going to slap box in front of 5 people and everybody's going to pay $1. And then we're going to split the dollar, $3 for you, $2 for me. You can't then slap me in the mouth. And then I say, oh, he knocked my tooth out. I'm suing you for $4,000. And by the way, you still owe me $2 for slapping my tooth out. I either have to pick the $2 or the $4,000, one or the other. Because as soon as I tell a judge, oh, I agreed to him slapping me, they're going to say, well, pay for your own fucking tooth. And then you say, oh, well, I did. I never. I agreed to him slapping me. Well, then pay for your own tooth. Hey, I never did it. Well, guess what? You can't have that money. It's just how it works, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah,
not Devin.
I understand what you're saying.
That's not me hating on Devin. That's just telling me how it works. Telling you how it works.
Well, yeah, I think I guess we just gonna have to wait and see, what happens, what's the outcome of this whole thing, We can speculate all we want,
Do you know what he
on
asked for? I don't have to speculate. Do you know what he asked for?
what he asked for.
Devin only asked for money to not be spent by Oscar De La Hoya and put in escrow. That's it. That's really the only remedy he asked for. He did sue and said, hey, I'll take whatever damages I can get from Ryan. But the specific ones that he enumerated, the specific redress that he asked for was to freeze Oscar De La Hoya's money, to give him accounting of all the money and all the expenses.
So he's suing Golden Boy too?
Yeah, he's suing Golden Boy primarily. Primarily. The conversation about, I personally think, the conversation around Ryan Garcia is just for the newspapers. I think what Devin is trying to do is trying to make sure he gets all of his net profit that he's getting paid out of. And in that case, you do need to audit him and go through everything to make sure you have huge arguments about everything that he spent. But I'm still going to say that he's not due, but that they wrote it wrong, because he's still not due any money from that $1 million that's returned if he was paid under net profit. So,
Yeah. So, but didn't in the contract it said something about the penalty of Ryan Garcia using, popping dirty for PEDs? He had to give back $1 million to Golden Boy. Is that what Bill was talking about?
Yep, that's what he's talking about.
Okay, so he feels like he must feel like they should get some of that $1 million or whatever.
Right, and here's the
money.
problem. And he shouldn't get any of that $1 million. No doubt. There's no reason he should have any of that $1 million.
Because it's money that Ryan had to pay back to Golden Boy.
No, because not only that, but because he's paid in net profit. He gets 47% of net profit. Net profit is the total profit of the entire event. So whether or not that $1 million payment gets made or not made makes no difference. You just need to know what the net profit is. That's what you're getting paid off of. You're not getting paid off that $1 million going back to Devin. That's just evidence that the numbers need to be changed. Because if you get that $1 million back, now the profit margin is changed. And I want to see what the net profit margin is, so I know what 47% of that is, and I know that I actually got paid. And if you're putting expenses in there that shouldn't be in there, you're exaggerating expenses, I want to argue about that. But guess what? If he just would have got paid out of gross revenue, he wouldn't have had the problem at all. So really, he's just having a lawsuit to me that's fixing a problem that they caused themselves. It doesn't matter whether or not you got it would have been better to get 25% of gross revenue than 60% of net profit. The split should have been, Devin would have been better with an 80-20 split from gross revenue than he would have been off of a 50-50 split in net profit. It's just a bad calculation. It's just a bad deal they struck, in my personal opinion. And now they need to go get that money because no joke, Oscar De La Hoya, in my opinion, screwed them with that deal. That is a screw job deal that Devin got. Really is. And if he was forced into that deal, it's hard for me to believe that he could possibly be forced into that. Because the move you could easily make is say, look, I don't care what you give me a percentage of gross revenue. Give me what the percentage is. Let me know what percentage you would pay of that. I know it's not going to be 47% of gross revenue, but I absolutely refuse to get paid out of gross revenue. I absolutely refuse to get paid out of profit, net profit, because that's your problem. Your bills are your problem, and I can't be held responsible for your bills. That's what I think the lawsuit's about. And I'm 100% if they would say something like an argument I'm not giving them. Because I'm not going to give them the argument. There's something you could, like if you were talking to me right now, there's something you could say to me where I would be like, you know what, there's a shot at that. There's a shot at that.
Yeah, you could be right. I was hoping that, he was trying to, sue Ryan Garcia and hoping that that would deter other fighters from cheating in the sport,
No,
If they saw the example of him,
no,
having to pay
no.
a
What'll
large sum
happen
of
there
money,
is
lump sum of money or something.
what'll happen there is the problem isn't the fighters if that happens. The problem is the promoters if that happens, and the managers if that happens, and people being willing and investing in boxing because the managers get paid a cut of what the fighters make. So they're not about to put fighters in there if they think somebody's litigious or if this guy was on some type of juice and he didn't even know it. And now this guy has to forfeit all his money and he's responsible for battery and I put him in there and I got more money than him, so they may sue me. No, it's going to create all kind of drama.
Yeah, but that narrative that people be pushing over is crazy about that fact that they say he didn't know.
Listen,
you
man.
think that Ryan didn't know?
Listen, man. Can I give you a better argument so we can fucking this? Like, this is the best argument that he could make. That he agreed to that extension under duress because he was put in a situation with Ryan where they paid him net profit and then went out of their way to drag down the value of the fight so that they could get their base payments that they were going to get, right? The amount of money that they really expected to get, they got. But then they played a masking game with the rest of the money. And because we had already paid $300,000, see, I could do that for him.
When you say drag down the worth of the fight, you mean like all the antics and stuff from Ryan?
No, watch this shit. I'm not going to give you Negroes nothing.
Well, why give us half of it then?
Because I want to tell y'all, you guys spend so much fucking time hating. You guys spend so much time hating that you don't actually put your thinking caps on about what you can actually do to get Devin the money.
Who hates?
Because, bro, anything's possible if you put your mind to it. But you guys want to explore legal theories that don't apply. Well, guess what? There's legal theories that do apply. And there are gaps that you could find. But you don't think, so you'll never find them. And I'm not giving it to you.
Well,
and I'm not
leave it alone.
Anybody, I'm telling you, T. Orlando already knows it. If T. Orlando already knows the argument that you could make. You really could. You could make an argument for Devin. A solid argument against Oscar. It's just not the argument that you're making.
Hopefully his lawyers are on top of that and they making a real good argument for him. I'm just pulling through for Devin to win this so the example can be set for people cheating, man.
Bro, the lawyers ain't about to do shit. And the example was already set. You better tell Devin to learn how to read you better tell Devin how to read a goddamn balance sheet. No, for real. Do you know how to read a balance sheet?
I learned it, but I might be a little rusty.
Yeah, if you don't know how to read a balance statement, you shouldn't be a promoter. If you can't ask somebody for a profit and loss statement and read it, you may not be in the position to be your own boss. All right, man, let me holler at you.
All right.
All right, bro. Hey, Phenomenal Show said he said it in the chat. Yeah, that's the legal theory for him. Hey, Bill, for real. For real. I would tell you, if you put your thinking cap on and you're honest, if you got your thinking cap on and you're honest, you may be able to get out of it. But you can't play big boss and get out of it at the same time. You got to pick one. You either got to be the victim or you got to be the boss. That's the only hint I'll give you. You either got to choose to be the victim or you got to choose to be the boss. And if you want to be the boss, you ain't getting shit. But if you want to be the victim, oh, you got an argument. Yeah, you do. Boxing Hacker, how can I help you?
Hey, what's going on, Fanon? How you doing?
Very well. Hey, by the way, it's not a super good argument, but it's a better argument than that, and it'll put more pressure on Oscar. And it could actually put more pressure on Eddie too. It really could hit him in the gut, man. Too bad we don't work together, man, huh? Too bad. Call T. Orlando. T. Orlando can explain to you something called duress. Duress. Remember this word, duress. What up, Boxy Hacker?
Hey,
I'm
how
going to
you
do a
doing,
great
Sean?
job today, guys. I'm going to do a great job today.
Let's
How
find
can I
out.
help you, Boxy Hacker?
Yeah, I want to know if I wanted to debate you on the topic you had. Well, not a topic, notion you had about Devin's lawsuit leading to the end of boxing. You know.
Okay, sure. I'll debate you as soon as you tell me you're standing.
Sure.
Let me do an introduction. No worries. As long as you can do an introduction that makes the argument, as long as you can make an introduction similar to the one that I'm going to make,
okay,
that would allow people to believe that you're actually qualified to argue this.
Sure.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I have a legal education, graduated from Howard University School of Law. I also worked for the Food and Drug Administration. And specifically what I did was I worked on their policies that as they were trying to take over the administration of tobacco and basically kill big tobacco underneath the Clinton when I worked under the Clinton administration. And then I also worked in for the city of Chicago and as a Chicago corporate counsel. And there we dealt with all kind of different issues related that were somewhat related to this particular issue as well. So that's why I think that I have a full understanding of legal issues and why I think that you should listen to me when I say that a policy specifically around battery that would allow somebody to change consent after the fact, retroactive changing consent, is something that is really unconstitutional. So I don't think that Devin Haney should be able to be allowed to do something, which in essence, I believe is unconstitutional. Now, what is your background that allows you to give an opinion?
What is my background that allows me to give me an opinion?
Yes, because we need an educated opinion. We don't need somebody just fucking talking.
No, so I can still have an opinion even if first off.
No, I need to know what I need to know what your CV is.
I am Boxing Hacker. I am somebody on YouTube. I am a software engineer by trade. Yeah, and I'm just here to give my own opinion.
A software engineer is not qualified to talk about legal policy.
Well, we're not talking about. So I'm not getting into legal policy. So
legal policy,
my initial debate was,
sir, the discussion about whether or not you're going to go in the back. The discussion about whether or not a lawsuit is good for a particular industry is absolutely an issue of legal interpretation. It is. Okay? That is exactly what that is. That is policy. That is the effect of a change of law on the effect that it will have on people.
So
that is based in legal theory.
Authority.
Are you familiar with? Excuse me, sir. I need to know. Are you familiar with? But let's just test you with a couple questions.
No need.
Are you familiar with? So you admit that you're not qualified for this conversation?
No, I'm not going to answer leading questions. I'm here to debate a topic.
No, you cannot debate a topic that you're not qualified to debate. Sir, you cannot debate. You cannot debate a topic you're not qualified to debate with me.
So you're using a fallacy of authority, right?
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm gonna show you something exactly why. I'm gonna give you an example, Boxing Hacker, and you're not gonna waste my time. Okay? If we're gonna have a debate about who the winner of a fight is, the prerequisite is that we both saw the fight.
Right, but it doesn't mean we both have to be fighting.
So here's the thing. If we're going to argue about a legal theory, excuse me, sir, it doesn't mean if we are going to argue about a legal consequences to a law, the consequences of a policy, you have to understand the policy. You have to. If you don't understand the subject matter, I'm not going to debate you.
So yes, the subject matter is whether Dave Haney's lawsuit will lead to the end of boxing, and that's what I'm here to debate. I'm not
That's
here
not a
to
subject matter.
do fishing for
That's
what
not
our background.
that is not a subject matter.
It is a subject.
No, it is not a subject matter. That is that is a statement. That's a question you said. You said whether or not Devin Haney's lawsuit would lead to the end of boxing.
Right, and
that is not a subject matter.
For debate is because you're gonna have we're both gonna have opposing opinions.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Okay, I can put it into a statement. All right. Do you want me to do that?
Sir, look, let me tell you something, bro. I'm going to tell you why I say
based on your
why
background.
do you say that it will not?
So the reason let's let's start from the beginning. Saying that Devin Haney's lawsuit will lead to the end of boxing is what you call a fallacy.
I said that it may lead to. Like I said, bro.
I clearly hear you say it would lead to the boxing.
Argue my point.
I mean, if you're saying,
bro, you are not qualified to argue my point.
I'm not qualified to argue based on your background. So that's what you call a fallacy of authority.
It's not a fucking fallacy, bro. You don't know contracts. You don't know the law. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So you cannot critique something you don't understand. You can't. You cannot critique Chinese if you don't read. If you can't read. If you don't speak Chinese. Why do you?
But
think,
you can debate.
Why do you think it will?
Why do I think it will? May I land without being muted?
I mean, honestly, bro, I don't even want to talk to you. You're a fucking waste of time, boxing.
You don't want to debate. That's all it is. It's okay. We can.
It's not. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong one. Go ahead. I'll debate you, bro. Go ahead.
Okay.
Make your point. I'll debate you. Go ahead.
So yeah. So like I was saying before, saying that Devin Haney's lawsuit will lead to the end of boxing is what you call a fallacy of oversimplification. You know, you're basically simplifying it to like a simple cause and effect. Devin Haney lawsuit, if it's successful, will lead to the end of boxing. However, you remove the complex ingredients in it. You forget that why he's suing for. You know, and if we take all that into context, we have to say, okay, if in the future another fighter, you know, may want to test positive for a banned substance, you know, then there'll be more strict regulations because of Devin Haney's lawsuit. You know, saying that, you know, it's just going to be a complete decimation of the sport itself is grossly over exaggerated, in my opinion. You know, so that's why I land with that. And also, let me land with one more thing. We've seen this before. If a lawsuit was going to be the end of boxing would have ended a long time ago.
Are you done?
Yes, you can continue.
That's all bullshit.
Feel free to continue.
Yeah. First of all, I am talking about a law. I'm not specifically speaking of Devin when I say this. But if you are allowed to retroactively remove your consent from a circumstance, then you can be put in jail for things that people approved at one point and later down the road change their mind. So that is one particular problem that you have with that. Okay? But again, the biggest problem is the fact that you cannot sue for breach of contract for the same action that you claim a tort. You cannot, on one hand, say Devin Haney agrees to a fight and wants to be paid for the fight, but he did not agree to the fight at the same time, and this person should be awarded damages for a fight that he didn't agree to.
Can you clarify how that?
I didn't cut you off when you said all of your very simple-minded, uneducated shit.
Okay, go ahead.
You cannot say two things to the court at the same time. I have a valid contract that Oscar De La Hoya has to pay me for, but I don't have a valid contract because I didn't consent to fight Ryan Garcia. So therefore, Ryan has to pay me damages for hitting me in a fight he didn't agree to. So he's on one hand saying he agreed to fight Ryan, but he didn't agree to fight Ryan. So that is not good for contracts and boxing, period, because of a manager that can say, I'm going to enter into a contract with Devin or a boxer, and I know that they've approved it under contract. But at any time, if there's any violation in this fight, even if that violation is covered under the contract itself, I may have to face criminal and civil penalties for it, as well as still being financially on the hook on contract to pay for the thing that he told me he didn't allow me to do in the first place. It is just, it doesn't work as a legal theory. Not just Devin. It doesn't work for anybody. You cannot contract with somebody to have a contact. You agree to dance with somebody on Dancing with the Stars. But as soon as your hand shifts from her shoulder, maybe to the middle of her back, not only does she want to get paid for that, but then she also wants to sue you, saying that she never agreed to that. And then you want the court to spend all this time parsing the degree of blame relative to one to the other. They're not going to do it. It's bad public policy. It will drive the cost of boxing up. It will make other sports. It's big risk for other sports because NFL football players tackle and give people concussions every week. And then one person on that football team tests positive for performance-enhancing drugs. That means that team had performance-enhancing drugs on it. So now the players on the other team that got hit by the player on that team can sue that team for battery. That makes it very hard to have a football game. Do you also realize that monopoly laws work the same way? The only reason that the NFL is able to exist is because there's an agreement that they will cut an exception to the rule about monopolies and dominating an industry. Because if they didn't allow that to go, there wouldn't be enough football players and basketball players to have a league that would be that entertaining. So I disagree to it, not as an issue with Devin, but an issue of broader public policy as it relates to the somebody claiming two competing theories of damages at the same time. Unfortunately for you and me and everybody else, Boxing Hacker, we all know that you're not really able to respond to that particular.
I am. I'm able to respond.
No, you are not able to respond. You may be willing to talk at it,
No,
but
I am
unless
able to
you have a
respond.
background in it, you are blowing hot air and
Wait.
confusing people.
I can still respond.
Boxing Hacker, you don't get any more responses after what you say.
May I respond to what you said at least? I mean,
You can say, you can respond it if you understand it.
Yes, I understand. And I'm
What
ready to
did I
respond.
say? You display to me that you understood what I said.
Why? So this is always derailing our debates. Can I just?
No, because you never want to say that you never want to prove you understood or you listened. You never do. I'm more than willing to repeat your argument for you and say, you believe this. And then I can say, is that true? And then you tell me, yes, that is. I've done that multiple times with you, Boxing Hacker. Every time I ask for you to explain something that I told you, you all of a sudden think that I'm just trying to do something bad because I want you to prove that you understand my argument. You don't understand my argument, but yet you want to keep talking. So I have to listen to you clearly not understanding my point and arguing against a point that I didn't even make. If you don't understand my point, any counterpoint you make is a red herring.
That's
so
fair.
what was my point, or you're getting off?
So You said if I understand your point, any
Yes, you need to explain to me that you understand my point.
So initially I said we're debating, right? So,
sir, you cannot debate me if you don't understand my point. You can't. 3, 2, 1 on you, brother. This is 3. You cannot debate anybody if you don't understand their point because you don't know what you're arguing about. I can't debate mathematics with a mathematician if I don't understand mathematics. You probably would do that. You would probably argue about heart surgery with a heart surgeon. You have to understand the person's point to know whether you agree with it or not, boxing hacker. So if you don't accurately state my point, and this is the first time, you're at 1, we're going to 3. At 3, you got to go. Because I work very hard to have a conversation with you that is worth something.
All these ad hominem attacks are really wild.
This 3, that's not ad hominem. I am definitely not attacking the person. I am telling you factually what you're doing. You are going to refuse to explain to me my point, but yet you're going to argue with it. You're a 2. What's my point?
For now, we are debating. If I speak wrongly, then object.
If you do not explain to me my position so I know you understand it, I'm throwing you off. This is the last one. You don't understand contracts. You don't understand the law, which is why you cannot repeat it because you don't understand my argument. But yet you're going to be up here arguing with me. It's 2. You got 1 more. This is it. You're either going to repeat my argument or you're not. And I'm going to go on about my business. And you're going to stop wasting my time.
I'm not going to repeat your argument. That's okay.
Because you don't understand it.
I understand completely, but I don't.
Then repeat it.
No, I'm not going to do it because that's not part of the debate. It always derails it.
Absolutely it is, brother, because I have to say this in
the
the debate.
Wrongly,
No, I'm going to start again. I'm going to start my debate again. No, I'm going to prove that that's what you do in a debate, liar. You absolutely have to state the other person's case. You have to. If you're not talking about the argument that they're having, that is not a debate. That is you just using red herrings. You don't know what I'm talking about, boxing hacker.
So in a debate, you have to counteract the argument the person having. You can state
you can't counteract an argument you don't understand.
How do you know I do not understand it? Because I don't repeat it?
You won't repeat it.
So that's because I don't want to repeat it.
Okay, I'll ask you a simple question. What is fault? Dude, you're a fucking moron. I'm the only bigger moron.
Let's just continue.
Bro, the only bigger moron than you is me for fucking talking to you. Go ahead and blab for the next 5 minutes, bro.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right, great. All right. So I have to regather my thoughts again.
Dude, will you talk?
Yeah, I have to regather because
you're wasting my time.
You threw me off a little bit.
No, for real, bro. I've been on here 3.5 hours, bro.
Okay, yeah, now I remember. Okay. So when it comes to the whole thing of being able to just dynamically change your consent, like I said before, this is what you call like oversimplification. Devin Haney's changed his consent is only changed because he did not agree to fight somebody on PEDs. So like he never gave consent to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that he just magically changing his consent out of nowhere. It's because it's based on the premise of what happened. You know, so with that being,
dude, will you stop trying to miseducate people? You fucking stop.
Oh my God.
I can't sit here and listen to you just make shit up. That is completely wrong. Dude, I'm telling you, I cannot listen to you tell people something that is absolutely positively wrong.
But you just told people what something
was wrong. You have no legal education. What you said is 100% incorrect. It is 100% incorrect.
This consent is based on the Ryan Garcia's PED use? Of course it is. That's what it is.
Dude, you cannot
agree to
listen to me. You don't understand. You don't understand. It is one action. One. that I'm talking about. The punches that landed.
Okay.
That's a touch.
Yeah, unwanted touching because
Listen, that is a touch.
yes.
The same touch cannot be wanted and unwanted at the same time.
Yeah. So, for instance, let me give you an example.
You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't have the same touch be wanted and unwanted. You can't tell one person, you can't tell the contract court, I wanted the touch, and then tell the fraud guy, I didn't want the touch. You have to make up your mind, bro. The same touch cannot be wanted and unwanted at the same time.
Do you mind if I land my
Dude, will you shut the fuck up? You make me be disrespectful, man. You make me be disrespectful. Bro, how many hours are you going to keep me up here to tell you the same touch cannot be wanted and unwanted at the same time? You can't say, I wanted you to punch me, but I didn't want you to punch me. If you're claiming breach of contract, you had to want the punch because you had to agree to the contract. So you wanted the punch. If it's breach, I mean, if it is battery, you didn't want the touch. So you say, hey, give me my money for all my damages. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So that's why I'm saying you didn't understand, man. It's okay that you don't understand. Where'd you go? Oh, I'm sorry, Phoenix. What up, Phoenix? Last caller today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I said it in the chat, but yeah, we're gonna have to start calling him Schrodinger's idiot. No, he's smart and dumb at the same time. He thinks Devin.
Smart. There ain't shit smart about that dude. Dude, no, for real, man.
He's smart as long as his mouth is shut, but once it's open.
Bro, no. J-Dog said PEDs are different, though. No, they are not. PEDs are not any different. They're not any different. It doesn't change it. It doesn't change it. Doesn't change it. There's rules in the contract that Devin actually cites that talks about PED rules. The guy put in the same complaint the rules that say Ryan gets punished this way. You can't just enter that document, those rules for the testing protocols into your complaint and say that the rules don't apply. Those rules allowed for the New York State Athletic Commission to make the punishment and the WBC. Devin cannot claim that those rules do not apply. Oh, by the way, they do apply because you should give me $1 million of it. Like I'm saying, he's even asking for $1 million of the money that he's saying shouldn't apply.
Yep. See, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, man, like the whole thing, like that's what really matters, because they don't have a way to go ahead and say, oh, we're gonna go ahead and do this if somebody tests positive for something, and you get to know before the fight, all this and that. Like, there's no way that they're gonna be able to go ahead and do that unless it's like, oh, same day testing, they rush the test, get the results back immediately at ringside, and then make that determination. Hey, do you still want to continue with the fight? Yes or no? Like right there before the ring walk. That's the only way they'd be able to do that. But that's not the case. And so with that, fighters already know there's a chance that somebody's going to be on something. It's not 100% guaranteed their opponent is going to be. It's not 100% guaranteed they're not, because they have rules in place for a reason. The fact that they know it's a possibility.
Hold on a second. Let me do this real quick, because I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want everybody to understand this. What I'm talking to you about is really has nothing to do with Devin. This is how human beings work. Okay? It is not in public interest for you to partake in a highly dangerous activity, like punching people in the face for a living. That's highly dangerous. the likelihood of you killing somebody is very high, and the likelihood of you dying is high. And the society is allowing you to do that for profit, Devin. If you're going to do things where you try to make it so tight, when they know they're already making an exception for sports, you have to be careful when you play around with the exception you already have. What I'm saying is there's a big movement already in the 1970s and the 1980s, and there's always been. It's not particularly big right now, but there had been for years. People pushing to end combat sports because they say it's brutal. They say it's battery. They say everything that you guys are claiming that Ryan did. These people are saying that's right. You shouldn't be able to contract for battery. You don't think that there's literally legal theorists out there and people out there that are really like green people, super duper liberal people that say you shouldn't even be allowed to box? And their argument is that is battery. And what it is the exploitation of very poor people. And what do the poor people get out of it? The poor people get their brains beat out of it and broke at the end of the day, and the rich white people get the money. So what do we want to do? We want to end the sport. Dude, these people don't think of boxing much different than dog fighting. You think dog fighting is cool. They don't think dog fighting is cool. That's why dog fighting is not legal. You can't be in a legal dog fighting ring and then claim breach of contract and damage of property and call the police because your dog got killed and say, hey, dog, I need to get paid for the dog fight because the dog fight's legal. That's under contract. It's legal. But then claim it's not legal because your dog did something and killed the dog. No, you're feeding the argument of the people that say, in the whole thing. Because that's the only way that this argument that we're having, that dumbass boxing hacker thinks is good for boxing, is really a debate, me telling you, don't make an argument that these very, very liberal people will jump on to kill the whole sport. Don't you know that they got all kind of people wanting to end football, wanting to end soccer, wanting to end everything that got anything to do with a concussion? And you're out here suing people because you got a concussion in boxing? All you're doing is helping the people that want to put you out of business. That's what you're doing. You're helping the people. Number one, you're making things expensive for the people that want boxing by jacking up the insurance costs, bringing in all kind of risks. And then you're also improving the arguments of the people that want to ban the sport and treat it just like dog fighting. Because people die. That's why they keep changing all the rules in football. Because these moms whose kids die doing these things say, look, you're glorifying all this battle, and my kid died in a boxing ring and he's 14 years old. Like, connect the dots, dog. There are kids, really, because we donate money to them when it happens, that are in boxing rings and they get hurt. What turns around and happens is that their parents come in and start putting pressure on politicians to stop the sport. Just like pledging in fraternities. People used to pledge in fraternities until somebody snitched and somebody died. Somebody died. Oh, we can't do this no more. Before it was like, oh, we understand. We understand what it is. It's really about, but no, you can't do it anymore. You guys think boxing is going to stay around forever with morons actually asking for you to put it out of business by increasing personal liability of the people that are participating and creating an argument for the people that want to shut it down for humanitarian reasons? Bro, get your head out of your ass. The sport of boxing does not exist in a vacuum. It evolves in a world. And if you have those type of lawsuits going on, yes, it'll shut down the sport. Because people want to shut it down anyway. Phoenix, I'm sorry. Hey, bro, boxing, you're not qualified for the discussion. Come back when we're talking about computers.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. And that's like, I guess, the biggest worry that every fighter probably has with this, especially if this is what they decided. Like, hey, this is my career, or if it's what they had to do. You know, every sport is like that. But yeah, like last thing I was gonna say is like this whole situation. I just at a baseline. It's like, if you got rules in place and you agree to those rules and everything,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just saying, like, yeah,
Don't
can go
think,
back
bro.
and change
You
your
don't think
mind.
3 steps ahead, bro. I'm telling you, you guys don't think 3 steps. You got your nose is so far up Devin's ass that you can't see 3 steps in front of you. This is a terrible lawsuit. Terrible on all levels. And I told you before Devin filed it. And I'm telling you, you are really doing the trifecta when you're bad on every level. You're bad on the actual law because that's not battery, that's not fraud. And I don't see breach of contract either. So, and you can't claim fraud and breach of contract at the same time. So, the fuck? So, even there, it's whack. When you look at the effect on boxing, it's whack. And if you look at the public perception of Devin's pocketbook, it's really bad. It's like the trifecta of stupid shit to do.
Oh, without doubt, without doubt.
Yeah,
And
man, let me let
man,
you
like,
go, bro. I'm
for
sorry,
sure,
man.
for sure. I feel you.
All right,
I
bro.
feel you.
Thank you, sir.
Great show, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Much love. All right. Hey, thank you, Jeep Red Boy. And thank you for now. Hey, thank you, Phoenix the Assassin. This a while ago said, Boxing Hair, can I land only due to crash land a paper plane without getting it off the ground? Schnoggenberger's idiots, smart and dumb at the same time. No, I'm telling you, man, he just want to win an argument, bro, and don't care about misinforming people. I care about misinforming people, bro. Brandon 4 say, woo-wee for your troubles, Fanon. Yeah, hey, Bill, don't send nobody else over here, man. Was that you, Bill? Bill, click the link, man. Explain it to me, bro. I'll talk to you. Let me see. Bill probably listening. I'll talk to you, Bill. There's a link right there. So you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Don't click the link, Bill. I'm joking. Don't click the link. Please don't click the link. Fanon, can we get my wrench? Oh, yeah, Mr. Miles, you can. Man. Yes, sir. Let me get in, then I'm going to get up out of here, man. I really do appreciate all y'all rapping with me today. I hope I didn't, what am I doing, man? I'm looking for my channel, man. Damn, where's my... Where'd you go, man? Oh, Mr. Miles, there you go. All right, Mr. Miles, I got you. All right, you go. There you go. All right, y'all. With that, on boxing, I don't want to perma ban Boxing Hacker, man. Boxing Hacker's kind of fun, bro. But Boxing Hacker he likes to talk about things he don't understand. But anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces. Y'all have a wonderful day. And thank y'all to everybody that supported the channel today.